everybody. Happy WrestleMania weekend to all who celebrate. Welcome to Marked by Wrestling. We are live, and we're just 17 minutes and some change out from the official start to Stand and Deliver, but right now the pre-show is on. It's on YouTube, so if you want to open up multiple windows, you can follow along. Hey, Sophie Duffy, yes, it's already been a busy weekend in the Marked by Wrestling house, and it's going to continue to be through tomorrow night. And I'm excited, and I'm also excited for A&B Combo's Wrestling Edition on their way to Vegas to take in Mania themselves. So very hyped for them. So we've got the pre-show available on YouTube right now, and I think other social media platforms. And they are having the four-way women's tag team #1 contender match starting off on the kickoff show. So we're going to be we're live now just to cover that match, and then in about 15 minutes or so, the official card will start. So appreciate you being here with Marked by Wrestling. With this weekend being what it is, this is your first time coming here. Really glad for you to be here. Why am I called Marked by Wrestling? Not just to be coy about it, but our mission statement, as it were, here at Marked by Wrestling just means being a mark means you believe, and believing makes wrestling better. So we respect each other here. We share our thoughts. We have a good time. We don't give in to the cynicism and complaining of the internet wrestling community here. We take it in. We watch the shows. We have a good time. We celebrate the things we like, and we hopefully discuss the things we think could be better. So thank you so much for being here as I just started this channel this year. And so we're still working our way up to Super Chat status. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so right there on Cash App or Venmo. Greatly appreciate that, as Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan are making their entrance into the Stand and Deliver arena. Everybody is hyped today for Stand and Deliver. So what we've got right now is our that's the graphic of the tag match. What we're going to have right here tonight, we've got Metaphor, Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade, Fatal Influence, and Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxton. It's a mouthful, but it should be a fun match, absolutely, to kick things off. So, all right, we got people in the crowd here. Let's see. Sophie Duffy, good to see you. T-Man, good morning and good afternoon, or wherever you are. Still a little early where I'm at. So anyways, thank you so much, Sophie. So you did watch the Hall of Fame. I got to admit, me being super into wrestling history and stuff, I did not stay up for the Hall of Fame. I watched Lex Luger's speech this morning, and I heard that Triple H went for an hour, which just feels so disrespectful, to be honest, to all those guys and girls in the crowd. Dawsey, good to see you, man. Justin, yes, sir, it is NXT time. So, thank you, Sophie. I appreciate the love you have for the thumbnails. Yeah, I'm ready to roll with that. WrestleMania is gonna give us a lot to talk about, man. I think we're gonna have a really good time, and there's gonna be plenty to discuss, both tonight and tomorrow. Right now, it's time for NXT. It's going to be a hot card. T-Man, you got the Meta Girls for the win. I'll be honest. I gave some predictions at the end of NXT on Tuesday. I didn't write them down, so I don't fully remember. But I am leaning towards Cora and Roxanne, just because I think Bayley and Lara may win this weekend. So. Yeah, Sophie, you got a point. They do want to give the headliner a lot of time to talk. So in 2008, my brother and I went to WrestleMania in Orlando, and Ric Flair was the headliner for the Hall of Fame. Now, he talked for a long time too, but also, and no disrespect to Triple H, Ric Flair had a 35-year career in ring at that point. So he had more stories to tell, and so it didn't feel like a long time when he was talking. And Triple H came and had to cut him off, which was, I know Triple H said that was like one of his most regrettable moments. Like he hated that the most, having to tell Rick to wrap it up. But yeah, so I have not watched Triple H's speech yet. So I don't know. Let's see. All right. We're in action now. We've got Lash and Roxy start things off here in the ring. Smacked by Roxy. Now, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, everybody, but this is just like a standard fatal four-way. It's not like elimination style. So, but all the ladies are color coordinating. And, you know, I've said that once or twice. I always love that about tag team wrestling, when tag teams actually take time to look like a team, you know. It's just such a small decision, but it takes me, you know, it goes a long way. So even Cora and Jade, who just decided to re-team again, are looking like the Hot Topic Killer Bees.
Tag team matchup. The winner will get an opportunity in the WWE Women's Tag Team title.
Let's see what we've got cooking. Hope you guys have some snacks, have some drinks. I hope you guys are locked in and ready for a great day of wrestling. At least the good thing is, you know, so my local time, it's almost 10 a.m. NXT will start at 10, and then WrestleMania, while their pre-show will be going on pretty quickly after that. The event doesn't start until 4. I'm probably going to try to jump in a little before showtime for WrestleMania as well, so that way we have time to settle in and chat before the show gets going. But yeah, so let's see. Sophie asking, did I hear Triple H's comments about internet wrestling fans? Man, the WWE in general had a lot of comments this week leading up to Mania. All over the place. People's voting histories being revealed. People who are loved finding out that they tolerate our president a bit more than we might have anticipated. And then some people who we knew exactly who they were just doubled down on, you know, being on the other side of that political fence. So it's just kind of interesting. But Hunter, you know, Hunter's take on internet wrestling fans, I actually agree with. I think he's speaking to a specific subset of people, and it's complaining that I've even done over the past couple of months, both on social media and in these chats and stuff. The idea, at least the take that I've had for a while, is, you know, there's been a lot of criticism about the anticipation for WrestleMania this year and the build and some of the matches, and a little bit of it is founded, but I think a lot of it is more unfounded. And I think we have this idea as metaphor, wow, tossing powerbomb, but not enough to put it away. GG Dolan with the save. The thing here, okay, all 4 teams coming in. We're about to have a breakdown here. The back to the IWC and all that stuff is, there's a whole lot of wrestling fans who like start to think they know where the story is going because they're paying attention or whatever, and they have this fusion of what they want to happen and what they think is going to happen. And there's a disconnect with a lot of wrestling fans that they think because they can see a possibility of something that that's a certainty. And when that certainty doesn't happen, they say that Triple H fumbled or that WWE like screwed up their plans, or, you know, like they totally, but what they did was just not give you what was in your mind already. You know, it's people, you know, it's not. I was about to say it's kind of like people who read a book and then go to see the movie and don't like the movie because it wasn't what they pictured in their head. But the book actually does tell you the whole story, and wrestling doesn't tell you the whole story at once. They take you along for the ride, you know? So, yeah, people who complain about that, I just lovingly and politely, because I love you as my fellow wrestling fans, get a life. It's not worth your time to get all wrapped up in a story that hasn't been told to you yet, to the point where you've written an ending that hasn't been shown to you. So, but at the same time, Triple H is a wrestler by heart, even though he is an executive now in his life. And I do think not everything he said came out the most eloquently. So I know he's just exhausted. I know a lot of people in the creative space, whether they work within the film and TV industry or YouTubers or whatever kind of content creation. And when you see massive dives out to the outside, by the way, I don't mean to dismiss on this match, but it's the pre-show and we're getting a lot of this talk out right now before the actual main card starts. No disrespect to these ladies, they're killing it. But the idea, Jakara jumping over the ref, that was a great one. I have underestimated Jakara. I've paid more attention to Lash and their tag team, but she's got a lot to offer as well. So anyway, I can understand the frustration and the exhaustion of content creators and creative types giving everything they can give, and then people still complaining about it. I mean, like, you know, and even the old Twitter meme too of saying, I like pancakes, and all the comments say, well, I guess you hate waffles then. Like, you know, it's just this detachment that happens, and people are too comfortable with criticism sometimes when it's not founded. Here's a healthy criticism. I don't know why The Rock decided to insert himself in the storytelling for John Cena and Cody Rhodes, because he inserted himself for a heel turn that actually didn't need him. Cena could have turned heel without The Rock's presence at all, and The Rock disappeared. We still haven't seen him. He didn't show up on the last SmackDown last night before Mania. And we don't know for sure if he'll show up tomorrow. I mean, he might, and I think that he will, which honestly is probably going to annoy me more that he's been gone since Elimination Chamber, and he's just going to show up at Mania and insert himself into the story again. And I'm not looking forward to that, to be honest. I think Rock's influence in WWE over the past 2 years has done more to hurt the storytelling than get it. Now, I was as big a fan as anybody else. What a pin. Okay, so this is an elimination style. And Metaphor has just been eliminated. Roxy reversed a powerbomb into the Pop Rocks, which was a great shot. Again, this is on YouTube right now, guys, if you're not watching. But Metaphor is out. Man, I was expecting them to be one of the final two teams. But Metaphor will not be challenging the Women's Tag Champions on Tuesday. Interesting. So that leaves two heel teams and one face team. Anyway, I even think I loved the main event to WrestleMania 40, you know, going back to the Rock talk. But also a good bit of that could have happened without the Rock being there. It's kind of the Raiders of the Lost Ark theory, the old Indiana Jones movie. For those of you who are younger, there was a joke, an online joke, that you could remove Indiana Jones from that movie and the plot would remain unchanged. The Rock is kind of the Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark version of WWE right now. He shows up, he gets his nostalgia pop, he maybe starts the engine on the car, but everybody else drives it. So anyway, I'm a little fatigued with The Rock, and I really don't want him to show up tomorrow. I would rather Cody and Cena, mostly Cody and Cena have been telling their story since Elimination Chamber, and let them write the conclusion of it. Because Cena doesn't need Rock, and honestly, Cody does need him. Anyway, let's see. Let's follow up with some comments here. Yeah, the NXT match completely there, Nato. You're right about that. Let's see. I'll turn down my volume a bit because I am streaming from the computer here right now. Let's see. Thank you, Nato. Hall of Fame was super long last night, T-Man. Yeah, I was perusing around online and seeing that poor guys, all these wrestlers like nodding off in the crowd like it was a long church service, man. I feel for them in that regard. Yeah, Nick Khan said some things about AEW, but to be fair, Tony has taken his shots at Nick as well, so if those two want to keep volleying back and forth, go ahead, because Tony doesn't really get on TV much anymore, and Nick Khan's never on TV. So if they want to take pot shots, that's fine. Just keep it off TV for both of them. for both shows. I don't want to see them acknowledging each other. I want to see them making their own shows better. Yeah, so Vince did get mentioned at Hall of Fame. That doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's a career retrospective for a lot of people. And, whether we like it or not, Vince McMahon was an integral part of a lot of people's careers. And, like, while he's done horrific things, the horrific things are not the sum of his actions in life. He also is responsible for a lot of the things we love in wrestling. And that doesn't mean we have to absolve him of the bad things he's done. But it doesn't surprise me that people in their Hall of Fame moment still want to acknowledge and show gratitude to the people who helped them get where they were. And he is one of them. We can't say that he's not. I mean, and so I don't judge anybody who wants to take the high road in that moment and acknowledge everyone who helped them along. Triple H made fun of HBK has to be in NXT when the Hall of Fame is still going on. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like, I saw Booker T nodding off in the crowd, and I'm like, that dude has to call a whole show tomorrow morning. Like, what are y'all doing? Yeah, I mean, at this point, since they're taking over the whole week, they could put the Hall of Fame on a whole different night. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mrs. Marked by Wrestling. This is Allison, by the way. I wasn't kidding when I said we were going to be eating good. So got myself a little sausage, egg, and cheese muffin. So I hope you guys have got your carbs and your protein and all that good stuff that you're going to eat well today. So because we're all going to eat well in about, okay, where it's almost time to start. And this match isn't over yet. Okay, so we're T-minus 2 minutes. And sorry, I've done a terrible job calling this match, but we should all be able to see it here on YouTube. We're down to Fatal Influence and Gigi and Tatum. Oh boy. Okay, we might end up with Fatal Influence here. No, 2 count. I'll tell you what, you've got a clear face and a clear heel team. I think this could be some real projection as to who's going to walk away at WrestleMania with the titles.
Got caught under the jaw. Gigi makes the tag. Tatum is now the legal superstar.
All right, let's see. Okay, we're going for a double team maneuver here by Gigi and Tatum. Could that be it? That's it. Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan win the #1 contenders match. Does that mean Liv and Raquel retain? That's because I would have a hard time seeing them against Bayley and Lyra. Let's see what happens. All right, so that is wrapping up, and we are about less than a minute away from the Stand and Deliver card starting. So I'm going to go ahead and close this window and hope. Oh, was Shotzi there? See, I'm so. Yeah. I was so excited to talk to you guys. I paid very little attention to that match. But congratulations to Gigi and Tatum. Did not expect them to win. But we're just seconds away from Stand and Deliver starting as I catch up with some comments. Have you seen The Rock? He was last seen wearing a New Japan shirt. If you have any information, please call 1-800-WrestleMania. I'm telling you, dude, I don't know why he decided to show up and then bounce. So Cena finally explained why he joined The Rock last night. I'll have to go back and look at that segment. I did see kind of the end of it. I saw kind of the Cody part of it where he really seemed to take over. And I tell you what, I love that Cody is unflappable in those promos. I really hope Cody wins, but traditional wrestling psychology would say that Cena has not had the upper hand at all, except from that time of initially turning on Cody, which doesn't bode well for Cody as the champion. But also, like, how's Cody going to lose to an aging John Cena? There's got to be something else. Got to be something else. All right. Cody did cook Cena last night, Mato. Appreciate that. Let's see. The Rock shows up and drops the wrestling equivalent to J.J. Abrams' mystery box and then doesn't follow. Yes, exactly. He's got so many mystery boxes that have not been opened. Absolutely right, Dossie. Sophie, no, I did not say I could sit through 3 hours of church, but not 3 hours of the Hall of Fame. I've actually sat through a Hall of Fame before, live and in person. But I couldn't sit through a church service or a Hall of Fame service that starts at 10 p.m. my local time, unless I'd gotten a lot of sleep the night before. Lounge chairs on the WrestleMania stage. Interesting. Joe Rogan. Oh, well, you know what? I guess they're in Vegas. I mean, TKO, maybe there's a UFC presence there at some point. I don't know. But Rogan, that's where Theo Von. Oh, man, I hope we don't get those. I mean, I like Theo Von in Theo Von's world. I don't know how I could take Theo Von in the WWE world. But, yeah, anyway. So, babe, everyone thinks you're beautiful. She says thank you, by the way. I'm just catching up with the chat. You know what, Sophie, I really hope I had hoped at one time that we were going to see Rock and Cody. I don't think we're going to see it anymore. I'm not sure that we're going to see Rock and Roman at this point, which is really disappointing. Because and that's 100% on Rock. So I don't know. Meadows asking, am I the only one who wants to see Lesnar in a retirement match next WrestleMania New Orleans? Same city he ended the street. Someone should end his career, preferably Braun Breaker. I'm not mad at that, okay? I know some people have feelings about Brock because he was implicated in that suit. But at the same time, and I'm not defending that activity either, but just to be clear, that suit did not allege that he did anything. So, you know, I think our judgment should only come so far in that. And also, yeah, he's a big part of WrestleMania. He's a big part of the company, and he has not, and I think they're on a never say never relationship with him right now. I don't think he's blacklisted or anything like that. I would love for him to go out at Mania. And although if he doesn't come back, him going out against Cody wasn't a bad finish. I mean, that's something that could have worked. Much like the way we thought Austin was done before he came back for that Kevin Owens match, that last match against The Rock in Seattle. You know, that served as a good finale for him, even though we didn't know we were getting it at the time, you know? But yeah, I would love to see Brock one more time, especially against like a Braun Breaker. That could be a lot of fun. We should see Rock and Roman, but I don't know. There's so much I thought I could understand and appreciate about Rock and Roman's, you know, story going in, but there's so much I can't predict about Rock's schedule and his commitment and stuff. He seems committed to so many things, but we're here live now. Video package is over, and it's stand and deliver time. If you guys are ready to eat. Sophie, do you think this was the Mania card they had in mind in November? I think there are some things they probably thought. I feel like the triple threat with Punk and Seth and Roman, I think they might have had that in mind. Cody and Cena, I don't know if that was in the cards. Okay, guys, we're starting off with the North American title. So here we go, guys. Ricky Saints and Ethan Page, start leaving your predictions in the comments. The battle of former AEW stars who may or may not have been fumbled. Ricky Saints looking ready to fight. All right. Hope y'all forgive me eating in front of you, but I hope you've got your own snacks too. So that way, you know, you can eat in front of me and, you know, we'll all be good to go. We've got a decibel meter already. We're at 105 for Ricky Saints. Look at that. So awesome. Dossie says, I want to see Gunther or Braun Breaker versus Brock Lesnar. I'm holding out hope for the Rock and Roman at Mania next year. Says New Orleans. Oh, that's right. You're close to New Orleans, Dossie. Gunther and Lesnar would be great too. They were teasing that before he went away. They had a little stare down in the Royal Rumble a couple of years ago. I would love to see those styles put together. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, you know, Sophie, the matches do seem like something we could see on weekly TV, some of them anyways. But what makes Mania special is if they go that extra gear. We see what happens. Here comes Ethan Page. Sophie wants to know your thoughts on the Street Profits missing Mania. I don't like the idea of them missing Mania, but they are going to give us that TLC match. And my thought about that is, while I think that does deserve WrestleMania, I think it's pretty clear that WWE, Triple H, all those guys, they want the focus to be on certain stories at Mania. I'm thinking Cody Cena, Seth and Roman and Punk, even Io and Rhea and Bianca, or Jade and Naomi. I think they want attention on those stories. And I think they all know that if they throw those tag teams in a TLC match at WrestleMania, it's going to steal the show. And it's going to take attention away from all those other matches. So instead, it's going to be on SmackDown, which I think it will main event SmackDown next week. I bet it probably will, or it'll open the show. Either way. But it is I think putting it on SmackDown gives it its own shine. So that way it can be the star of whatever show it's on. I do feel bad for them that they're not on Mania. All right, we got so you'll see. I'm a little confused here for a second, guys, because correct me if I'm wrong. When we were watching the women's tag match, there weren't any ads on the ring, right? But there's ads in the ring now. Did they get the ads on there that fast? I feel like my mind is playing tricks on me right now, or my eyes are playing tricks on me. The Mania stage is beautiful. Yeah, it looks great. And so, I thought about that. At first, when I saw it, I was like, I'm surprised there's not more casino-themed stuff on the stage. But then as I was saying that to myself, like out loud, I realized AEW has like 3 different casino-themed pay-per-views. So it's good of them to like base it like on like the casino hotel style, and it looks great. And actually, I love the drone shot of those going through the crowd. Not through the crowd, but through the rafters where like the hanging playing cards are and stuff with different faces on it. So I thought that was pretty dope. So I'm for it. I love that stage. It's a top 5 stage, I think, for WrestleMania. It's great stuff. B&A were upset when the Street Profits are going to miss Mania. Yeah, I can see that. And I don't want to argue against anybody who thinks they deserve to be on there. So. Yeah, exactly, Mato. Like AEW has poker chips everywhere all the time, and that was my first thought. Was like slot machines and poker chips and stuff. So smart of them to still have a Vegas visual without looking like they're copying them at all. Because we all know they have more money, so they could probably do it up even better, but they can avoid that conversation. So I appreciate that. Okay. Interesting. It sounds like Booker T is a little more Ethan Page and Corey Graves is a little more Ricky Saints, which I wouldn't expect them to be aligned that way. Man, what a shot. Saints dropped on the hardest part of the ring. But yeah. Mato, you're so right, man. As soon as they announced Mania was going to be in Vegas, I was really hoping that they would do something in the Sphere. And I can't believe they didn't. They could have had the Hall of Fame in the Sphere. They could have figured out a way to do Raw or SmackDown in the Sphere. I mean, they could have done Stand and Deliver maybe in the Sphere. I guess they were looking for seating capacity because I think the Sphere's seating capacity is probably the smallest out of all the places they're using right now. But man, yeah, just the visuals of that would have been so much fun. And with like WWE's like top tier production team and the technology of the Sphere, like they could have done something. I think they should have done the Hall of Fame there, because then you could also limit the audience a little bit too. Like, I know fans want to go there and stuff, but I really do. I don't know. I like it more when there's more company people at the Hall of Fame. I get a little tired when we talk about how long the Hall of Fame was. I get part of that is because the fans keep chanting at everybody. And I know the fans want to celebrate too, but like I almost wish there was a producer. Like if you ever go to like a talk show or like Jimmy Fallon or somebody like that, they have somebody who like maybe they give you signs when to clap and when to laugh or something sometimes, which takes away from it a little bit, but it also controls the flow of the show. So anyway, I don't know. Ricky Saints getting the Europe chant, the singing chant. That officially came back with them after their European tour prior to Mania, which right now I'm happy about, but we'll see how long I feel that way after this weekend.
Feeling something in my bones, man. I'm feeling it right now. Trying to feel some energy because ever since that power slam right here in front of us, where the steel meets wood, well, I mean, this has not been the same. I don't care how tough you are, your body is still made the same.
All right, Ricky and Ego just battling on the outside. I gotta say, crowd's still up for this, which is great. They're eager, they're invested, and I appreciate that. So. Oh no! Oh man, Ricky hit hard. Right on the corner of the announce table and then bounced over. Man. And he has earned the holy shiitake chant from the crowd there. Oh man. Kind of a Sai moonsault, but it was like more of a spring. It wasn't a moonsault, but more of a turning splash. And it hit like knee first on the table. But I mean, I'm sure his pad took some of that. But man, that's brutal. Justin wants to know how many titles do I think are going to change or retain today and tomorrow. Well, WrestleMania as a whole, I think we'll have at least 3 title changes. I think Gunther's losing his title for sure. I feel strongly that Braun Breaker will lose the Intercontinental title too. I don't think he'll be pinned. I think one of the other guys will be pinned. But I think we'll have a new world champion in Jey Uso. I think we'll have a new Intercontinental champion. And I'm just one of the other belts. I mean, Jacob Fatu may be new U.S. champion. Cena could win. New Day could win. EO could lose the title as well. So we could have a lot of title changes, but I think 3 is at least the minimum, just for the main roster. Here tonight, we're obviously getting a new women's North American champion. I predicted Ricky to retain here. It would be wild if Hank and Tank won the tag titles. That would be a shocker, I think. But could work, especially if like they were doing that so they could call Fraxium up to the main roster and feud with all those other tag teams. But I don't know. We're at least getting a new champion with the women's North American. Maybe we end up with a new NXT champion, but I think Stephanie retains too in the Fatal 4-Way. So there's going to be less. Oh gosh, man, the bumps in this match that Ricky is taking is, oh man, like it's like they don't look like, to me, like they don't look botchy. They just look unclean, and in a way that makes it look like it hurts more, which is just rough, man. Jossie said Braun Breaker doing the Steiner math on the kickoff show. Oh my gosh, I saw that video. That was brilliant. The crowd was right as soon as he started. As soon as he said, it's say, all men are created equal. Crowd was eating out of his hand immediately. And I just love it when a moment comes together like that. So much fun. Thanks for bringing that up, Jossie. By the way, shout out to Mrs. Marked by Wrestling for that breakfast sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin. If you've ever had, well, not McMuffin, because she made it, not McDonald's, English muffin. If you ever come across brioche English muffins, fantastic. Just an extra layer of taste there. Fantastic stuff. All right. So Ricky's bleeding from the mouth. I wonder if he bit his tongue at some point or if he maybe it was that table bump. I'm not sure. Oh gosh, the NXT crowd chanting Tony fumbled again. Like, I thought it was cute the first night, but that doesn't need to be. Let these guys be their NXT selves now. We don't need to remind everybody that these guys used to be in AEW. But hopefully this is the last time they're chanting Tony fumbled. Wow, okay. Big power slam by Ethan Page. Stand to Deliver brought to you by Mobland on Paramount Plus. And Papa John's, and I believe Fortnite, as Cody Rhodes has just been introduced in Fortnite, I heard. I think that's This Is Awesome Chance.
It feels like tonight, right? It feels like midnight right now. It feels like, it's hot and heavy here in Vegas. It's going down.
Booker T saying it feels like midnight right now. I was like, I bet it does, Booker T. You were up late last night, dog. Okay, Ricky's firing up. Going up top. Oh, man, he's selling that back, though. It's slowing him down. Big right hand by Ethan Page. Slowed down Ricky. Now he's trying to do something here on the turnbuckle. What are we going to get? Uh-oh, up on the shoulders. Uh-oh, reversal could get a power bomb. And boom, last ride style. 1, 2, just 2.5. I think that was a brief thank you, Tony chant. I got to admit, I'm starting to feel a little embarrassed by the NXT crowd pulling so much attention to AEW. Like, these two guys were underutilized in AEW, and NXT is giving them a chance. Codebreaker there, and they're doing this on their own. Like cheer for the people in the ring. Razor's Edge, man. 1, 2. Oh man, 2.9, and Ethan Page does not believe it. Sophie, by the time the show's over, how much time do you have before Mania begins? That's a good question, because I don't actually know what time the show is over. I think I'll have between 2 and 3 hours, because where I'm at, this started at 10 a.m. It'll probably be I'm guessing it's going to be a 3-hour show. It'll be over at 1, and then Mania starts at 4. So that's 3 hours there, but I'm going to get on just a touch early, so I don't fire up as soon as the card begins. So, all right, we got the finish there from Ethan, and that is it. Ricky Saints retains, which is not a surprising finish. However, a great back and forth. Those guys show why they deserve to be featured. Ethan Page is a great heel. Ricky Saints a very charismatic performer. Gets a lot out of the crowd, and he retains the North American title. I think this reign is just getting started. I know in the past couple of weeks when they were building to who the contender would be, there's a lot of people who could be next in line for the North American title. So Let's see. Dawsey Chatham said, Papa John's is presenting Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. Missed opportunity to have the Pizza Tag Championship match to be presented by Papa John's. Seriously, yeah. I don't know. They could have a lot of fun with the corporate sponsor they have for El Grande Americano. I did see that Ray got helped to the back last night after the match. I hope he's okay, because I had said on Just Alex's prediction show that match could have the potential to steal the show if they let them go, because Ray doesn't, he's getting up there. He's eventually going to retire sooner at some point. Forever young. He's got the fountain of youth.
Yep.
The luchador forever. I mean, when you don't pour years of your life into fatherhood and you let your son grow up when you're a deadbeat dad, obviously you're not wasting your energy on parenting. So of course Ray can wrestle forever. You know what though? I hope Tony is proud, because he did have a role in the development of those guys. Not a whole lot of one, but they had a great match. It was a great open. Crowd was hungry for it, and so we'll see what we've got next. So that is one match down. We still have the women's ladder match, the women's fatal four-way for the NXT championship, which promises to be impressive because all four of those ladies are mega impressive. A tag team match that could potentially steal the show, and of course our main event, I'm confident will be Obafemi, Trick Williams, and Javon Evans. And I didn't even mention the six-man tag between the D'Angelo family and Dark State, which I'm sure may have some storyline advancement as well, as we're getting recaps here from the CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns feud. By the way, everyone, I was on Instagram this morning. I just want to put you onto this. Hot Topic is having like a 90% off sale on select WWE items. You guys may recognize the Roman Reigns pillow from A&B Combos is actually in that sale. There are not mega t-shirts, but there's just a mega amount of t-shirts, both old and new in there. I recommend you guys take a look while that is still going on. I think they have limited stock left, but if you guys want to stock up on any wrestling t-shirts or plushes, or I think there's a few Funkos in there too. I saw the King Booker Funko, which I have over here behind me as well. It's a great opportunity to stock up on good stuff. T-Man, you find it crazy how Ethan was NXT champion. You know what? He had a good run. It's a little underwhelming when you're sandwiched between Trick Williams and like Obafemi. But I was really I was pleased with the way they got him to be champion, the way he won that match. That was a great finish to that match. Put him over without him actually like being dominant on anybody. And again, just a great character all around. So I appreciate Ethan Page. I don't know what his ceiling would be on the main roster because his build and stuff kind of screams mid-card to me, but he could rule that mid-card. Like I honestly think he could even be he could potentially, now this is a big statement from someone like me, he could be like the next Miz, but better in the ring. And Miz checked every single title box you could, and it was a mainstay. So, I mean, I think Ethan Page has a bright future ahead of him. We'll see what the future holds. So if you said you missed the Warrior Award, did they not give a Warrior Award at the Hall of Fame this year? I didn't see them announce one ahead of time. But that's disappointing if they didn't, because I remember I want to give credit to the Ultimate Warrior that I thought I thought that he wanted that award to be given to like crew members, like the lady who like makes the outfits and stuff for the wrestlers, or think of like Stu, the camera guy that John Cena always pointed to, or people would always say, who was the dude that threw Stone Cold his beers at the end of every night? Because that guy never missed. Like that guy, he deserves a Hall of Fame. So, said jokingly, but I think the Warrior Award, he was intending, he wanted it to be like that. But instead it's become kind of a PR award, like sort of soft news stories. Like they gave it to, Connor from Connor's Cure. And also, I mean, I think giving it to Shad Gaspard, actually, I thought was a very sweet gesture, given that he was a former performer with the company and that he, passed away rescuing his sons from drowning. And so, anyway, that was a special moment, and I'm glad that they at least shine a light on that stuff. But I do wish their unsung heroes of the company got a little bit of shine too. And doing it once a year is not a big deal. WWE didn't celebrate Women's History Month like they used to, although I do think they are going to do another evolution this year. I mean, I won't be during Women's History Month as Obafemi enters probably earlier this morning, I'm sure, but he's on site, the ruler. And Trick Williams is here too. Got a little bit of a rock action going on there with that sleeveless shirt going on. He's feeling good, showing off the abs. And here comes Javon, the little brother of this feud. But he'll bring in a lot as well, I'm sure, to this match. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So, do I think Mickie James will go in the Hall of Fame at some point? Absolutely. Yeah, she totally will. All right. It looks like they are advertising the tag match next. So, what do you guys think? Fraxium or Hank and Tank? Let's see who you guys got for this match. And let's hope this match doesn't disappoint. I don't think it will. Fraxium never does. But look, Hank and Tank got new shirts for tonight. They're not wearing the same red and black and yellow. They got some Raider style. Good way to rep Las Vegas, Hank and Tank. I got to tell you, man, Hank and Tank has been my biggest surprise since covering NXT. Just looking at these guys, I'd be like WCW Saturday Night, MGM Studios tag team jobbers. But they have grown on me so much over the past 4 to 5 weeks. I wouldn't be mad at all if they pulled off the upset tonight. But I think they're going to be outmatched, and I think Fraxium's going to take them down. But that's okay. I still don't know why Tank brings a helmet to the ring that he doesn't wear. Not even on the. These guys are still posing at the crowd, and I think their music has stopped. It's just kind of awkward.
It's still there.
It's still there. Okay. I couldn't hear it.
It's just gotten fainter.
Faint.
No.
All right. Here we go. All right. Here comes Fraxium, guys. This is going to be high intensity here. All right. T-Man, got to head out and get to my exam. Wish I could stay the whole show. You'll be back for Mania. All right, man. Well, we'll preserve your energy, man. Do well in your exam. Study hard and do your best. And we'll see you later tonight, dude. Best of luck to you. Sophie, do I think Brock Lesnar will get inducted into the Hall of Fame? Mrs. Mark by Wrestling, not a Brock fan. And he doesn't.
He probably will.
I think it all depends. Like, so he was implicated. I wouldn't say implicated. I don't know if that's the right word, but he was mentioned in the lawsuit against Vince McMahon. But he was also not named as having done anything, but just as like he was asked to take part in things that he didn't take part in. And so that has soured, obviously, his perception among a lot of people. But honestly, unless that situation gets worse for Brock, I think it'll just be a matter of time, but he will. But also, I'd be interested to hear Brock's Hall of Fame speech because that dude doesn't like to talk. And Paul Heyman would induct him. You might or might not be back here tonight, tomorrow night. Okay, Sophie, well, hey, we're happy to have you if you're around. And if you've got more exciting things going on, then obviously enjoy life. All right, so Axiom and Hank starting things off here. I've got Fraxium for this match as well, but I'm hoping that we get plenty out of it. Man, I just got to wonder how many energy drinks are hidden behind the announce table right now. Because Booker T doesn't sound like he's missed a step. And I know that dude was up so late and had to be up so early. Okay. All right, Nathan. Oh, Frazier coming off hot off the ropes with that kick. Nathan Frazier celebrating Easter weekend as a fellow believer. Very vocal online about his testimony and his faith. So much so that he was reading the Bible in one of the hotels they were staying in when they were traveling one night and reading from the book of Genesis, and people thought that he was dropping a hint that he was going to show up at the TNA pay-per-view. To eventually he was like, no, I just love Jesus, guys. So shout out to Nathan Frazier. Although I don't know if he does this on purpose, but I get a kick out of the way Nathan Frazier's spiritual testimonies often kind of cross paths with wrestling terminology, because he shared a picture of him getting baptized from the year prior. But the church that he got baptized in, like, gave him a T-shirt to wear while he was baptized, and the T-shirt said "All In," which is the name of the major AEW pay-per-view, pay-per-view of another company. And so I even saw that, and I'm like, oh man, I celebrate with you, I rejoice with you, man. But also, that's hilarious that you're wearing a shirt that says "All In" on. John Cena said he still loves Vince. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, Sophie. We talked about that at the beginning of the show, that like so many of these performers, like regardless of all the things that he's guilty of, wouldn't be where they were professionally without his involvement. And so it's a challenging thing to parse through the truth of a person being capable of both good and evil, and a lot of the things that we enjoy are a result of his work. And that doesn't mean that we endorse the bad things he's done. I think we call that out when it happens. And we're not hypocrites for also showing a little bit of gratitude for the things that we get to enjoy as well. It's just being civil, being honest, and thinking through those things. Thank you, Maida. You know what? This was one of my Thank you, Mato. Great observation. This was one of my first thoughts about Hank and Tank as well. I love that these guys are the better in shape Public Enemy from ECW. Yes, Public Enemy. And there was also a team in WCW called High Voltage that never won a whole lot of matches either. I feel like they're a great hybrid of those guys. Yeah, they've got great energy. They got much better conditioning than Public Enemy did. God bless them. Public Enemy was over, but they just put guys through tables before the Dudleys really popularized that. And there you have it. But Hank and Tank are doing their thing, man. It's an interesting contrast of styles here. Oh, you remember High Voltage. Awesome, Nato. All right, man. You go back. Respect. Man, brutal clothesline by Hank. But Frazier made the tag, and he didn't see it. The speed with which Fraxium operates within the ring, and that they don't really get tired. Like, it's, man. Okay, hear me out, guys. Seeing Frazier run the ropes, just hear me out. Frazier versus Braun Breaker. Seeing those guys hit the ropes together would be wild. Justin, good to see you again, man. Wrestling is life, wrestling is death, but also wrestling is forever. Danny Rojas would be proud. Yeah, okay. Well, Frazier slowed it down a little bit, locked in a sleeper on Hank. I tell you what, man, they are really milking this Tank hot tag. Tank it got so much energy when he gets into the ring. Oh my goodness. So let's see. Mato, you're old enough to remember Jean-Paul Levesque, yeah, Triple H's old gimmick in WCW with Lord Steven Regal and Sergeant Craig Pittman. Oh, yeah, man. Dude, those years, those like kind of pre-NWO years in WCW was something else, dude. Like that 94, 95 WCW when I'd watch like Worldwide in the afternoon. Good times. Hey, George, welcome to the chat. The women's ladder match has not happened yet. The Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley, man, what a slam there by Hank. Gigi and Tatum won the number one contender match, and Ricky Saints and Ethan Page opened the show, and Ricky Saints retained. And we're on the second match of the actual card right now, which is the tag titles. Here comes Tank. Tank, can he match the speed of Nathan Frazier? I'm curious to see. Cartwheel, clothesline. Tank is fired up. Hey, and Vegas wakes up for Tank. You love to see it. Man, that's kind of like a suplex. Tell you what, man, Tank is trying to beat Fraxium at their own game. High energy. Mato, so the 605 thing with TBS, I can answer this for you. And I'll get to that in just a minute. Oh man, it's like a fisherman suplex spine buster. It's a good looking move. Take it where you can get it. So TBS used to air all of their programming in an 05, not just wrestling. And the reason they did that was because if you're watching, say, WCW Saturday Night, 6:05 to 8:05, when 8 o'clock runs around and 8:05 runs around, sorry, not when 8:05, when 8 o'clock runs around and all the other shows on all the other channels have started, you're still in the last 5 minutes of the show you were watching. And so then I think the idea was people wouldn't change the channel and go to another show because they'd be finishing watching whatever they were watching. And you'd be less inclined to change a channel basically if there was a 5-minute overrun on everything. So the World Championship Wrestling, though, I think was probably the most popular endeavor of the 6:05 thing. But oh man, wow. Hurricane Rana from Axiom onto Hank, off the apron, landing on the Tank. Just a, man, crazy work. A frog splash, and now here comes Frazier. Could we get a Phoenix? Okay, 450. A frog splash and a 450. But Hank doesn't give up. Okay. Yeah, no problem, Mato. Yeah, absolutely. That totally sounded like a Turner thing because TBS doesn't do that anymore. I think they stopped doing it after Turner relinquished control over the network. So, yeah. No problem, man. I'm here to provide historical context where I can. All right, let's see. 2. Oh man, super kick to the back of the head. Absolutely. Yeah, listen, George. I mean, they've been telling a story for Hank and Tank to work their way up. I kind of want them to win. I mean, I really like both teams. I love both of these teams. But yeah. Mato, was I ever a fan of WCW spoiling Raw results? I wouldn't say I was a fan of it. When Bischoff first started doing that, I was just in shock that it happened. That he was doing that. I was like, wow, dude, like, really? But I'll tell you this. It never affected my fandom. 2 count for Hank, but they couldn't put Fraxium away. Bischoff spoiling the results never changed my viewing habits. Like, I still switched over to Raw when I felt like it, when I was watching Nitro and vice versa. And Tony Schiavone spoiling Mick Foley's title win, it had actually been taped the week before, and it was already online. Oh, man, Nathan Frazier just took a nasty announce table bump off the apron. I hope he's all right because the camera is not on him. They're waiting for him to get up. Oh, boy. Hank's about to do a suicide dive. Oh my gosh. And he completely shot over him and landed on the table himself. He is spread out on the table. That was wild. But yeah, man, the George, just like you said, I used to watch Raw and Nitro at the same time. The previous channel button was my best friend back then. I just hopped back and forth in those days and watch them both. Oh man, Tank eats a super kick from Axiom. Now they're throwing Tank back in the ring. Hank, has he been neutralized? Are they about to finish off Tank here? They've got him. Here comes Axiom off the top. Oh, man, sweep and drop kick at the same time. Tank still alive. Tank's got a lot of sweat in the lower back. God bless him. They got to rethink those gray shorts. Man, Hank just wiped out. Wonder if he'll be coming back in anytime soon. But yeah, you know, I had actually read about Mick Foley's title change online. So honestly, I did check it out. Anyways, so I kind of wish they had never engaged in that, you know? So good old Monday Night War days, switching with your foot. That's wild, dude. Good stuff. All right. Tank is fighting back. Oh, man. Brutal kick by Axiom. Are we about to do a Spanish fly? Yeah. I got to say, I said I love both these teams, but top rope Spanish flies might be one of my least favorite wrestling moves just because of how much it takes me out of the suspension of disbelief. But here we go. Spanish fly into Phoenix Splash. Oh, man. 2 count, and Hank is awake. Just awake enough to ruin that. Dude, that could have been the finish. The fans are on their feet for Hank and Tank. You love to see it. Oh, man, you love to see it. I cannot believe that this act has gotten over to this degree. This is wild. Axiom does not know what to do. Wow. Big clothesline by Tank. Oh, but he eats a sling blade from Frazier. Frazier going to go for another Phoenix Splash. Oh, nope. Out of the way. Tag into Hank. Whoa. Massive boss man slam. Suicide dive to Axiom on the outside. Do they have enough to finish him off? Tag in Tank. Frazier doesn't look good. Hank is Jeff Hardy in this thing. Oh, man, they're Jeff Hardy in this thing, taking off the shirts, about to meet in the middle. Pray for Frazier. All right, running power slam. Oh, great combo move. 1, 2. New tag champions. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Do you believe in the miracles of Hank and Tank? It is the weekend of miracles. Our Lord rises from the dead, and the unthinkable Fraxium, greatest tag team in wrestling, dethroned by Hank and Tank, and not a cheap upset. They earned their way to that victory. Unbelievable, and the crowd has bought it too. That makes it all worthwhile. Everybody went for it. That is amazing. I got to wonder. I'm getting my hopes up about so many things. One, I'm so happy for Hank and Tank and the way they bought into their story over the past 6 weeks and building up week to week on NXT, trying to find their identity as a team. And then doing this, you know, the Street Profits themselves show up on NXT and be like, stop trying to be like every other team. Be yourselves, and you can do this. And they win that gauntlet match, and they beat the team that nobody else was able to beat. We have new tag team champions, and hear me out. Could Fraxium make it to the main roster and start mixing it up, chopping it up with the Street Profits, with DIY, with the Motor City Machine Guns, with Pretty Deadly, all those guys? This could be really exciting. Sportsmanship, you love to see it. Hugs all around for Hank and Tank and Fraxium. I'm curious, is this pure celebration, or will we get any clues that this might have been a curtain call for Fraxium? Fraxium leaving the ring. You can see them getting applause as they leave the ring as well. Cardi B. Cardi B is hosting SummerSlam. My goodness. Oh boy. I wonder what Cardi B will do at SummerSlam. That's going to be interesting. They need to go to the Raw division. Yeah, I mean, I know the tag division is weak on Raw. Actually, you know what, my father? You got a good point here. If the New Day win the tag belts this weekend, Fraxium could show up as rivals for them pretty quickly. So we'll see. Oh, gosh. Oh, goodness. Vignette on Tiffany Stratton. I might be most curious about Tiffany and Charlotte's match, but honestly, this like work, shoot, promo, build, I couldn't be. I'm not super interested in their feud. You make a good point. And in A from A and B Combos Wrestling Edition, we talk about this on their channel too. Like the women's tag titles float from all three brands, but Raw and SmackDown have their own men's titles. I think NXT should at least have their own women's tag titles. They have a deep enough roster. I don't think the women's tag divisions, if you even want to call it that, on Raw and SmackDown have enough depth for there to be show-specific tag belts. But I do think NXT does. NXT could have their own tag belts, or just kind of keep the women's tag belts on NXT a little bit more. Don't make them the NXT belts, but just have them defended more regularly on NXT, because they've been showcasing women's wrestling more than any other show, I think. So, yeah, we'll see. Justin wants to see Hank and Tank versus the Hardy Boys. Hey, that would be fun. And listen, that TNA partnership's not over. They're going to do it. So. I kind of want to see Cardi B have like a backstage segment with Dominic Mysterio. I just feel like that could be entertaining. She was wearing an Eddie Guerrero shirt, so I know she probably has some investment in Eddie and Ray and Dom and stuff. I would love to see Cardi B's nonsense interact with like Dom and Liv Morgan. I think that could be really entertaining. Like you could have Cardi B roast Dominic for only eating chicken nuggets and just take the wind out of his sails. That would be a lot of fun. I'd be here for that. People say this match is like Cher versus Sabrina Carpenter. I got to admit, it just made me think of that horror movie, The Substance, that was nominated for Best Picture this year, with the aging TV star creates a younger version of herself and then has to battle with which identity is going to take over. Anyway, I think as long as Charlotte behaves, that those two could have a really impressive in-ring match. And hopefully Tiffany wears enough of an outfit that she's not having to constantly adjust herself in the match. Because that's happened to her a bit recently. Yes, Substance was a wild movie, right? It was crazy. I thought the story was amazing, but man, I kept having to avert my eyes, man. I was just surprised at how gory it got at times. It was pretty wild. But the story of it, I thought was so good. It make for a great short story, too. Great shots. That's the Fountain of the Bellagio. I've seen that before from the closing scene of Ocean's 11. I tell you what,
In person.
and in person, yeah. It was a great experience to get to see that. I got to tell you, the strip looks kind of weird in daytime, non-lit up. It's like going bowling in the morning. It's just strange. Body horror, yes, Dossie, yeah. Body horror films. Body horror films are unique in how uncomfortable they can be. Like The Fly was really weird. Even I don't know that Black Swan was really a body horror film, but it had elements of it at times. They're really uncomfortable. Oh, it's Penn Jillette. I did not recognize him with gray hair and no ponytail. He's very soft-spoken.
On the CW. Penn. Welcome to Stand and Deliver.
Girl, hold the mic in front of it. Is this your first time here, Sarah? Come on.
We do our magic show, and people seem to like it a lot. There's some people who don't believe we do magic, and they're annoying. But I don't.
Oh yes, give me Lexus King and Penn. Okay, I'm watching this. I'm going to be quiet.
It's a facade. It's all smoke and mirrors. Okay, you might be able to fool all these simpletons in Las Vegas, but the king is an intellectual. Intellectual, yeah. That's the word used. In this circle is this NXT Heritage Cup Championship. That's the only thing real to you? Thing you ever. Really? Yeah. Yeah. Looks good. Seems nice. Well, so, you can say there's bars. You can say. Oh, this one of those tricks. People say turn into a flock of dogs. Yeah. That's solid gold, brother.
Brian Pillman Jr. If Dad could see him now, I bet he'd be really proud. We all know how this is going to end, but that's okay. Magic is not about predictability. It's not about surprise all the time. It's a tell her with the Yeet shirt. Tell her a Jay Uso fan is fantastic, considering that Jay is only saying one word these days, and also tell her never talks. Okay, it's time for a ladder match, you guys. Are you ready? Let's see. Here we go. Women's North American title. Who do you have for this ladder match? I'd love to see Sol Ruca or Thea Hale take this one, but we'll see what happens, y'all. All right. I mean, George, Black Swan had horror elements to it. It wasn't a traditional horror movie, but the visuals and stuff, the intensity that it brings, and it was more like psychological. It had elements of psychological horror. Thea Hale's kind of dressed like she's dressed for last year's WrestleMania. A lot of Philadelphia Eagle colors there. But that's okay. She just came back on Tuesday, and we were excited to see her, and her energy is unmatched by anybody else in her division. So hopefully she can bring home a win. Justin, you're calling for Zarya. Hey, it's not a bad pick. She would be a good champion. I even said that if Dark State added a woman to their group, I think Zarya would have been a good choice. George says either Thea Hale or Lola Vice. Oh, and here comes Lola Vice, ready to fight with her MMA skills. And I still think she needs a new catchphrase when she gets fired up, yelling, "I'm a Latina," before she runs and tackles you. Just, you want a phrase that everybody in the crowd can yell with you. And I think a lot of these grown men with questionable pH balances on their underarms don't want to yell "I'm a Latina" at the top of their lungs.
Who was the first girl?
Her name's Thea Hale.
She's like dancing to her music.
Yeah. Thea Hale's she's a good time performer, man. Formerly a part of the now retired Chase U. Okay, here comes Izzy Dame. It's so funny to me, the culling, the group that Izzy Dame is in, their phrase is truth will ultimately prevail, but there is pain in bringing it into the light. Which honestly is good real life truth, which is strange because they're a heel group, which is bizarre. Yeah, Izzy will probably have some good spots, but she's probably the least likely in my predictions to win this match. But who knows, man? Hank and Tank won. Anybody can win tonight if they tell the story. Of course, we have Kalani Jordan, who's yet to come out, a former North American Women's Champion. She was the first one, right? The inaugural champion when they introduced the belt last year. So here we go, ready to have a big ladder match. Half of the field is out. We still got. I wonder if Sol Ruca and Zarya come out together. Yeah, she's got a little bit of a Charlotte-ness to her. A little bit of better than you. Does she have that LeBron chalk on her hands? Kalani Jordan. So here she comes. Yeah, no, George, you're right. I mean, like they don't. Again, I think Izzy is the biggest long shot in the match for sure. But go back to WrestleMania 32. They started off that card with an Intercontinental title ladder match. Zack Ryder won that match, and his push was long gone at that point, and he was just a shock win. He only held the belt for a day, but sometimes they'll just book a shock moment. So that's just why I'm not ruling her all the way out. But she is the biggest long shot by far. As Thea just returned, Lola is, solidly over with the crowd. Here comes Zarya, who's definitely the strongest one in the field, physically. And she'll be ready for a fight. And then, of course, her tag team partner, Sol Ruca, who will probably likely enter right after her, has got all the agility in the world. Oh, they are coming out together. Okay. This is one, I'm a big critic of mismatch tag teams. I like teams that have a little bit of cohesion visually and personality wise. And Zarya and Sol Ruca have very little of it, but for some reason I still enjoy them though. They're an exception to my philosophy on that. And they are kind of growing in their chemistry in these sort of like, pre-recorded segments they show on weekly TV. But with them working as a team so well, I'd be curious. I'm not sure if either one of them will win a singles title here, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, George. Yeah, like their story, they're trying to be a tag team, but maybe they haven't quite found their identity yet. All right, last call, everybody. Who's your pick? I'm going to nail it down. If I have to pick one, I'm going to say Thea Hale. All right. Tell me who you got. I know people will be very excited for Thea if she does pull this one off. All right. We'll see if the ladders get started. Sol and Kalani, man, they could have a good little feud. Both of those ladies are very agile. I think they could actually have a pretty good match. If either one of them was a title holder, that they could be each other's feud. So you would keep them as a tag team, George? Yeah, sure. But see that. Justin going for Zarya, okay? You believe in Thea Hale. I got you, George. Put up the U for Thea Hale. I'll tell you what. If she does win, what I'd really like to see is Andre Chase congratulate her backstage before the show's over. All right, Kalani and Soul in the middle of the ring fighting over a ladder. Rams Kalani into the corner with the ladder. Man, baseball slide drop kick on the replay. Took out Izzy and Lola. Not Izzy and Lola. Thea and Lola. All right, Soul's going to be our first climber. Do you guys think we're going to see a Soul Snatcher off a ladder, though? That's what I'm wondering. Boom, Tornado DDT by Thea Hale. Fired up, going for the climb. But here comes Lola. All right, one at a time, these ladies are all doing a spot and trying to climb the ladder. Nope. Lola says no. Oh, man. Kalani doing the splits here. Pick up by Thea Hale. Oh, unintentional power bomb on Kalani Jordan. Double spear by Zarya. A lot of carnage. Go JB. Hey, man, good to see you. What time am I starting tonight? So, okay. For those of you who are with me now, they're going to join us for Mania later. My goal is to slowly get on maybe about a half hour before showtime. So West Coast, that's about 3:30. East Coast, that's about 6:30, I think. Just to be hanging out before the show starts. So that way we don't go live right when the first match is happening. So I'll just be keeping it low key in the beginning. Getting things situated. We'll chat about our expectations and stuff before the show starts. But yeah, I'm going to aim to try to have about a 15-minute to half-hour cushion before Mania starts tonight. Thank you, GoJB. Thanks for being here, man. Good to see you. All of our regulars in the sort of coalition family. I missed you guys last night during SmackDown. As you guys know about me, I'm a pastor in the real world, so we were doing Good Friday services, so I had to catch SmackDown later, but curious what your guys' thoughts were about that. I did rewatch the Cody and Cena promo. Good promo, but man, I'm starting to wonder about Cody's chances. I really, really want him to win. Man, a lot of elevation on that leg drop from Kalani. Ladder matches are interesting. You kind of have two different kinds of ladder matches that I've seen in the day. George, you thought SmackDown was okay last night. Okay. Man, Sai Moonsault outside takes out Soul and Thea. Kalani just really gifted athletically, man. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of, GoJB. I'm afraid of them setting up Cena's win because there's only a couple of ways he can win. Either cleanly, which would look really stupid since he's old, or for Cody to be screwed, which happened at 2 WrestleManias ago when he lost to Roman the first time. And if Rock is involved, honestly, I'm just going to be annoyed that he just didn't show up the whole time in between the heel turn and the actual Mania match. So obviously I don't want Cody to lose clean, but I also don't want the satisfaction of Rock just deciding to show up again, you know? All right, Kalani's getting pretty high on the ladder. Ain't anybody in sight. Somebody's got to be. Okay, there's Lola. You know, you kind of have two different kinds of ladder matches. You have sort of the spot fest ladder matches, which are a lot of fun, a lot of creative bumps, and can be really dangerous. But then you have kind of the old school ladder matches. Like you had Shawn Michaels actually had 2 of them. He had that one with Razor Ramon at WrestleMania 10 for the Intercontinental title. And then in 2008, I think it was, maybe it was 2009, that feud he had with Chris Jericho. They had it No Mercy. That was also just a brutal ladder match. It wasn't about setting up the ladder in different spots and doing crazy stuff. It was just a hard-hitting fight. And I'm trying to jump in kicks from Lola there. And hip check right in the corner. I'm trying to figure out which one this is, though. I feel like this match is trying to be somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? Yeah. They are being a little gentle with each other for taking these, being pulled off the ladder. The boys wouldn't be doing this for sure. I guess it's just a sign that it's a harmonious locker room backstage. Oh, I was waiting for that to happen. That spinning back fist hits the ladder, and then she eats a code breaker immediately. Oh, a boot takes down Zarya. Now we've got 3 left. Izzy caught Kalani in a choke slam. Meanwhile, Soul trying to climb the ladder. Girl, you ain't trying to reach when you're 2 steps up the ladder. Stop it. What are we setting up here? Oh, man. Oh. Sit out spine buster. It looked like Soul really kind of hit lower back on that too, which is all right. Lola practiced using a ladder on her Instagram. Was it like an actual practice, or was it a thirst trap designed as practice? Oh, goodness. The Hardys would not have any of this. Yes, Coach AB. No, the Hardys are limping around watching this, being like, Jeff Hardy did not lose 6 of his 9 lives in ladder matches to see this careful approach. And listen, I'm all for taking care of each other in the ring. Oh, it was an actual practice. Okay, good. I'm happy to hear that. Oh man, like a coffin drop onto Lola onto the ladder. I'm all for taking care of your opponent in the ring. You know, you trust each other with your bodies. You don't want to actually hurt each other. But also, like, maybe it doesn't need to be a ladder match then. I don't know. This could have been one of those, like, Iron Survivor or scramble matches or something. Oh, my gosh. Man, Kalani seemed like she landed right on the corner of the bottom of that. All right. Got to give Mrs. Mark Bar Wrestling a shout out here. Jeff Hardy is like, I know I didn't just see somebody backstep down the ladder like they just finished hanging up Christmas lights. Exactly. Listen, I don't want these ladies to go crazy. I don't want them to be on the shelf for months, but you got to take a little bit of a risk in this match. Thea's up there, but the ladder is moving away. See, look, they're not tipping the ladder over either. They're just scooching it along. They're literally scooching. This is wild. Like, I'm not hating the match, but I'm so surprised that they're being so careful. Oh, okay. Here comes the culling here to be there for Izzy. Thea, you got to be on the other side of the ladder, girl. She's reaching for it. But, oh, no. Zarya's about to tip that ladder over now, though. Oh, but the culling is outside, aren't they? Boom! Take them all out. Oh, Spears is out there, too. Okay. Good for him to show up for Izzy. Great dive. Great dive by Thea. Oh, my gosh. This has been the most careful ladder match I've ever seen. Now Zarya's alone. The crowd has just been waiting to chant, "This is awesome," this entire match, so they waited for the first spot to actually start doing it. Now here comes the slow climb. That's another thing about ladder matches, is you have to climb at half speed to give somebody time to show up. But, you know, it is what it is. This is where the part of NXT that is, oh, yeah, this is a developmental territory, kind of shines through a little bit. Yeah, the culling out there, I believe you, George, too. I mean, we already believed Izzy wasn't going to win anyways. But the culling showing up and taking that bump was already part of that. They're just playing tug of war again with the ladder. Clearly, yeah, they're setting up. Oh, man. Slamming right into Soul. Soul trapped between the ladder and the other ladder. Okay, there we go. We got the ladder bridge spot. Soul still trying to, Zarya's still trying to climb, but now Kalani's caught up to her. Oh my gosh. Soul, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And now Lola pushes them both off. They both catch a top rope clothesline for their troubles. Now, Lola trying to climb over Zarya. She got a choke. Oh, you don't want to. Oh, no, this is not going to end well. This is not going to end well, Lola. If you choke Zarya out, you're going to land on that ladder. Oh, my gosh. This is not going to be well. Lola did not think this through. She's about to Wile E. Coyote this thing. Oh, no, we're walking backwards. And that was the softest bump. Listen, I'm sure it still hurt Lola, but here comes Kalani. She's on the top. What's she going to do? Frog splash. Oh, gosh. She tags Lola, but Zarya gets out of the way just in time. Man, oh, man. Soul springboard, Shelton Benjamin style. And we've got Kalani and Soul slapping each other on the top, trying to get to that title. Kick by Kalani knocks Soul down a rung or two. But Zarya trying to distract Kalani. Oh, and she pulled her off right into the F5 position. Oh, no, into a press slam. Oh, the Colling's still there. The Colling got up just in time. Now it's just Soul and Zarya. What are we about to see here? Can they coexist? Are they going to end up meeting at the top? It looks like they might. I don't think we're going to end up with a lay cool situation here. They see each other. Soul looks a little scared. They're both kind of in agreement. They're looking out at the crowd. They'll be like, okay. She's like, don't swing. Zarya tried to get her not to punch. But Soul said, I want that title. So Zarya's like, okay, if you're going to do it, let's do it. Headbutt. And they both slip down. Yeah, we haven't seen Thea in a minute. Zarya's got a hand on the title. Wow. A pull-up drop kick. Oh, Zarya takes the bump from the top of the ladder. That's the highest bump. And Zarya, Soul's on the top. Soul's at the top. Oh, no. Izzy's here. After all that time, Izzy's here. Come on. She keeps kicking her off. Boom! Oh, Soul Snatcher. She did not get all of it. But she hits a Soul Snatcher and then gets a double Soul Snatcher on Thea and someone else. I didn't see who. This is Soul's moment, y'all. She's going to get it. She's coming up to the top. That's it, y'all. Sol Ruca, North American champion. I did not predict that. She popped up so fast from that Soul Snatcher on Izzy Dame. I did not see her doing that. Wow. Well, listen, I'm not mad at it. And Zarya didn't seem like upset. Like they actually had like a, I don't know. They had a moment at the top of the ladder where it was like, do what you got to do. Like it was like a mutual respect moment. So it doesn't look like Soul and Zarya are like, broken up. It seems like they have a mutual respect. But Sol Ruca got a dual Soul Snatcher. She's giving out 2-for-1s. Listen, I'm fine with it. Sol Ruca is one of the most explosive female talents in the women's mid card right now. And it's clear, it's been clear since she debuted that she was going to be on the way up. And if they weren't going to get tag title shots with her and Zarya, then yeah, you got to start moving Soul up. And honestly, her and Zarya probably could have a good one-on-one eventually, whether it's face versus face or if Zarya turns heel or whatever. But there you go, guys. 3 matches down. And those will keep wanting to say 3 soul snatchers. She snatched 3 souls for the price of 2. She was doing BOGO soul snatchers, buy one, get one free. Hot finish to the match. But yeah, I know I'm going to have to go to 2K and update my championship roster here as well, George. It was an interesting ladder match. It didn't rank high on the history of high quality ladder matches. It was kind of amusing in a way in that they were very careful in that match the whole time. But at the end, they took a couple of big bumps. And contextually, those normal big ladder match bumps looked big for that match. So they built to a good story there. Decent match. Good winner. Good choice of the winner. I think all the winners so far tonight have been good choices. B-. I think that's a good ladder match because you never want to grade a ladder match too harshly when you think about what they're actually putting themselves through, So I respect that. I still have not watched this WrestleMania 9 documentary. I wonder if I'll have time to squeeze it in between now and Mania. But because I really want to watch it. I remember watching WWF Superstars on Saturday morning after Mania. And back then, you didn't see videos of you didn't see video footage of the pay-per-view. They just had like a still frame slideshow. And I remember thinking, oh gosh, could Brett actually beat Yokozuna? And then they showed Hogan at the end. And I was like, what? I was so surprised because I was kind of wanting Hogan and Beefcake to win the tag titles. But yeah, I was shocked to find that Hogan had put himself in the main event. And then as I saw Brett drift further away from the title, I started to get annoyed by it. But, man, Brett's climb back into the world title scene in 94 was great. We see Miss Parker backstage. By the way, JR, welcome to the chat. Man, it's so good to see you. Yeah, nice physical spots in the ladder match. There's La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer, Chile's own, first Chilean WWE champion. I think I'm okay. I'll never say no to a little snacky snack, but I popped open a second Coke Zero, so we need any coffee now. But oh yeah, Gigi Dolan. She's from Georgia. I forget where, but they say she's from Georgia. But yeah, this is from earlier from the pre-show, guys. Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan won the WWE the women's tag #1 contender match. So they'll face the winners on NXT next week, which I'll be live for, so we can watch that match. Do you think? And Shotzi came back too, so we have all of Chemical X there backstage.
But who won?
Oh, Sol Ruka won.
Oh.
Yeah, Surfer Girl. Her and her tag team partner had a moment at the top of the ladder, and they just kind of looked at each other like, we still like each other, but we're going to go for it. They go for it, and she ended up winning. Yeah. All right, go JB. Since we have a break, I hope Tiffany is correct. I've been saying the same. Your call on Charlotte. Your call on it. Go JB. Do you want to know my prediction on Tiffy and Charlotte? I just want to make sure I'm understanding your comment there. I hope they have good compatibility with each other in the ring. Otherwise, the match could be really messy. It's dark, so I'm wondering if we're getting Dark State in the family next. Because it's just because usually Dark State has a that was just an errant camera shot. For Tiffy and Charlotte, from a storytelling perspective, I would actually prefer that Charlotte win. I'm not as much of a Charlotte fan anymore these days, but I think it would be better for Tiffany to lose now and actually kind of do the story that they did with Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch, where Bianca, got upset by a returning Becky Lynch, and then she had that feud with Bayley, and then she had another feud. I want to say with Carmella or somebody, but she like ran through people, and by the time she got back to Becky at Mania, people were ready to see her do that thing. And I think Tiffany can be that way because we have to remember that Tiffany was a heel. And she was a heel when she won Money in the Bank. She cashed it in on Nia Jax, who was also a heel. And now she's wrestling Charlotte, who's also a heel. So it's like she hasn't really acted like a face, like a good guy at all. And so I would like Tiffany to have time to actually act like a good guy. She doesn't have to change her character that much, but just have some actual babyface moments and maybe be a little less catty in some of her promos, I think there's a way she can find that. And so anyway, I hope that they can do sort of the long game story with Tiffany, because I do think she is the future compared to her and Charlotte. I mean, I'm sure Charlotte still has more time, but also Charlotte, she's racking up some injuries, so I can't imagine how much longer she wants to still do it. And I'm not saying she's old, because she's just been doing it for a while. And women's wrestling, especially in the ring, seems to be growing at an exponential rate with the people who can really go in the ring. It's wild to see that, because I remember thinking Charlotte and Becky and Sasha were the best I was ever going to see in women's wrestling. Because like when I started, it was like, Moolah and Wendy Richter, and then we saw Medusa, right, Alundra Blaze, and I'm like, man, she's amazing. That's the best thing I've ever seen. And then the Attitude Era happened, and women's wrestling sucked because it was just objectified and overly sexualized, and they didn't even give any ability to the women. So you had actual good wrestlers like Ivory and Molly Holly and Jacqueline, who could actually go in the ring, but they were put, I don't know. I hated what the Attitude Era did to women. So then when we got the horsewomen back, and you see all these women in that ladder match, we see the women in that tag match from the pre-show, all that stuff. Man, like it's just getting better and better, a lot faster. I mean, look no further than our women's world title match when we get to Stephanie and Julia and Jada and Jordan. Like that's it's just nuts, man. Yeah, and Bayley. I didn't even mention Bayley, and that wasn't out of disrespect. That's just how many good performers the women's division has now, and so yeah, and I didn't even mention Bianca. I don't think either, who's my favorite women's wrestler out of them all, and Naomi getting a career renaissance now. So you're gonna have to keep up with women's wrestling now, and so I think Tiffany has the in-ring ability to do that, but she could learn from Charlotte and those about character work and stuff. And I mean, her character's not bad, just can get better. So I think that Charlotte actually beating Tiffany could give Tiffany character time. So that's a little tricky thing to do. You have to commit to it, right? They'd have to commit to Tiffany telling a long-term story. But I think she has what it takes to do it. So that's why I would rather see Charlotte win tomorrow or tonight. That's why I'd rather see Charlotte win. Not so much that I'm picking my favorites. It's just the potential I see and that story to be told. Charlotte does put people over. And also Charlotte also is one of those people, much like her dad, who could put people over even when she's winning. Because a lot of people dumped 34 match she had with Asuka Asuka, which was Asuka's first WrestleMania match. That best match on the show. And Charlotte won that match, and I was surprised. Looking bad. I was a little nervous about it at the time, but they stayed committed to her. Asuka is, again, someone else I didn't mention it. Litany of talented wrestlers. But yeah, I think that Charlotte is capable. It's all about the level of professionalism. You can always tell who the bigger star is, and Charlotte is the bigger star here because of the longevity, because of the experience, and all that stuff. That's what I mean. It's always up to them. Chris Jericho said in one of his books one time when he was talking about, I think Goldberg or somebody he had beef with at a time, and he said, I could go out there and make you look like $1 million or make you look like a piece of trash, and you wouldn't know the difference. And I do think Tiffany would know the difference, but I'm saying that about Charlotte in that when you have a more experienced star, it's the presentation is ultimately in their hands. Like a good Brock Lesnar match. Do you remember those stretches of Survivor Series where Brock Lesnar was facing Rey Mysterio, Daniel Bryan, I think AJ Styles one of those years too? And it was like, oh, it's Brock against a little guy. He's going to murder them. But no, Brock put on his proverbial working boots and made those matches look amazing. And so if you are committed as the sort of seasoned veteran, now I know Ray is a more seasoned veteran than Brock, but you guys follow what I'm saying here. If you go into that match as a seasoned veteran, Charlotte could make something really special with Tiffany. And that's what I hope happens, because I hope whatever this petty nonsense, I hope it was just misguided advice to try to make their feud hotter on TV and that they're both on the same page and that they didn't get catty in front of 15,000 people just because they were getting rattled. Because it does seem like Charlotte's been through a lot of hard things lately. And when you're going through hard things in life, you know, you don't always give your best when you show up. And that's not judgment. That's just like reality, right? So we're starting, by the way, I'm going to put the graphic up while I keep put a bow on this conversation. But we've got the 6-man tag now of Dark State versus the D'Angelo family. Let me know what you guys think about this match. The family here in purple and gold is kind of Laker colors, but you're not in LA, guys. You're in Vegas, but whatever, it's fine. I'm not going to tell the Mafia how to think. So, anyways, yeah, I think Charlotte. Though Charlotte blew that segment for as good as she is. Yeah, no, Charlotte let the crowd get to her in that, which was really surprising. I wasn't expecting Charlotte to get rattled because if you look at Cody last night, in multiple promo segments with John Cena, you're welcome, DOJB, no problem. He's been able to overcome hostility from the crowd and turn them around. But anyway, you asked a good question, gave me a lot to think about. And anyway, I'm very curious about that match, you know? All right, Justin's calling for Dark State in this match. I feel like Dark State almost has to win this match. Brought them back last night. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Dark State's just getting started. And in the past 2 or 3 weeks, ever since Tony D'Angelo got hurt, Stax has been trying to like not usurp the authority of their family, but he's trying to prove himself as the second in command, sort of taking over while Tony was on the shelf for a couple of weeks. And now there's a little bit of latent tension and hostility within the D'Angelo family with him trying to be his own man, but also being held in check. But Dark State actually entering through the entrance this time and not through the crowd. Wow, so Saquon, the head and shoulders above, I don't know. It's hard to tell who the official 3 men are fighting. But it looked like Saquon was going to be the manager for this match. We'll see. Oh, Tony has very quickly gotten surrounded. All right. Once again, if you're joining us, thanks for joining us for Standing Deliver here at Marked by Wrestling. We're working our way to Super Chat status. So if you want to support the channel in the meantime and get your chats featured on the screen, you can do so with either of those options below, as we had a jumping code breaker by Stax. So we got Tony, Luca, and Stax here. So, okay, it looks like Dion. All right, the bell has rung. The match has officially started. Oh, it was a shatter machine. I didn't even see the alley-oop on that. Okay, so it looks like we got Saquon, Dion, and is that Osiris, I think, as the third Dark State member who's active for this match. Yeah. So Cutler James is going to be on the outside. But I'm going with Dark State in this match. I just think they're going to be too much. Oh, man. Luca just dropped on the outside. Osiris with a big forearm shot. Three Diglets. Welcome to the chat, my friend. I got zero sleep last night because Triple H kept talking. Amen, dude. All right, you're going to take a nap and see us for later for Mania. All right, Diglets, I'll see you in there. Get ready to join us for the Showcase of the Immortals. See you soon. All right, go JB. All right, man. See you at 6:30, bro. Thank you, go JB. Take care. All right. More carnage here. They've been doing this more often. They did this last week in NXT, one of the women's matches, using the girder that is the support beam for the ring as a weapon, which I like seeing that. It's a lot of fun. Let's see. Osiris doing a little bit of smack talking before giving the fall away slam to Luca. Luca's just getting decimated over in the corner. All right, all right. Let's see. Okay. Saquon in the ring now. One of our better members of Dark State here. What will happen if the D'Angelo family does win? Yeah, I mean, I think, Georgia, I can imagine they're still going to tell this story of tension between Stax and Tony. I'm not sure, though. I would be very surprised. That might actually be one of the biggest underdog bets of the night for Stand and Deliver, other than Izzy Dame, her chances in the ladder match, which she didn't win. Congrats, by the way, to Sol Ruca, the new North American champion. Yes, Mrs. Marked by Wrestling. There are a bunch of very fit and active 40-somethings in women's wrestling. Telling you, man. Well, you know what? It's a different day and age. It's funny how a 40-year-old in 1991 looked compared to a 40-year-old in 2025 in pro wrestling. There are a lot of ways to rejuvenate and stay young looking. That are not even getting into the cosmetic side of things with surgeries. There's a lot of options available that, back in the day, people would just medicate with alcohol and prescription medication, unfortunately, which also aged them quite a lot. I always think about one of my favorite wrestlers from back then, Arn Anderson, member of the Four Horsemen. That man looked 46 when he was 25. So just looked like somebody's old Georgia uncle. And who would rather be on the lake fishing than in a War Games match. So, man, Stax in the ring now. He's taking it. I'm telling you, like, everybody is the way that Tony's just looking at Stax from the corner too. Like, I feel like there's just a vein of judgment there. Yeah. I'm very curious about where the story will take us for this 6-man tag. Because like we've said many times already, there's tension within the family between Stax and Lorenzo. Stax Lorenzo and Tony D'Angelo. And also, Dark State's just on the scene. We still don't really know if there's somebody pulling the strings or just unfazed in the suspenders, looking there like a judgmental Chef Boyardee, just looking so disappointed in the performance of his underboss, I believe is he called. Interesting move there by Saquon. And I wonder still if there's more expansion to be made with Dark State, because I feel like there's always been teasing, and maybe it's just that NWO Retribution Shield kind of feeling, that takeover faction stuff, that makes me wonder if there's just more to come with more members. Because it is 4 men, 0 women at this time. And most major factions do have a female superstar in NXT, even if it's just one. Because even the Culling, the family, the now defunct Chase U had one at Thea Hale. But, yeah. Metaphor, of course. So. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, Stax has really got the little brother syndrome right now, trying to prove himself to the rest of the family like he deserves to be, a leader. And now he's reaching out towards Tony, but Tony's not reaching his hand out. Luca is. Tony's still just watching. It's like watching the family crumble right in front of us. I still remember as a little boy watching WrestleMania 5, watching Strikeforce break up, and it made me so upset to see Rick Martel just abandon Tito Santana on the corner. Oh, now Tony's put his hand out. He's like, okay, come on. All right. Now Tony's here. Just bypasses Osiris and runs straight to Lennox and knocks down Saquon. Tosses Osiris out of the ring. Belly to belly. Another belly to belly, this time on Sugars. And big raising up spine buster by the Don. Saquon up top. But Tony reaches him. And, oh my goodness. Top rope suplex lands right on Osiris, but Lennox makes the save. Luca in with something like a Claymore. Oh, man, but tell you, man, that KT tape is just a big target on your body.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. That spot is always so risky, but I never tire of seeing it. The suplex over the top rope that continues into a suplex on the outside. Just brutal. Choke slam, front choke slam from Osiris onto Tony. And now Lennox in with a suplex, kind of a jackhammer. Only gets 2. It always, being a wrestling fan, the age that I am and as much wrestling as I've watched, it's funny to see old finishers from the Attitude Era turn into like transition 2-count moves like the jackhammer. Okay. Oh, dog pile just interrupts that 2-count. Polite smattering of applause from the crowd. I think with Hank and Tank's title win and the emotion of that and the ladder match, I think like the crowd might just be, I wouldn't say fatigued, but they're probably just taking a little bit of a break in their intensity, which is good. They should do that now before we have the 2 world title matches, because I know they're going to be up for both of those. All right. 3-on-3 war right now. Just trading bombs, everybody. Big DDT by Luca. Oh, but Cutler's out there and takes out Luca and runs him headfirst into the post. Oh, my goodness. Rizzo with a flying crossbody frog splash. And that girl, I wouldn't say she was in heels, but she is in some kind of heel boots. The elevation she got off that jump was mega impressive. Honestly, that might have been more impressive than any of the dives in the ladder match. Stacks and what does Stacks have? Has he got a crowbar? But that's a DQ because this isn't a no DQ match. Oh, they got 2 crowbars. Tony says, no, we're not doing it that way. Stacks didn't want to let it go, though. Oh, there goes Saquon. Saquon knees Stacks in the back, and the crowbar hits Tony in the face and knocks him out of the ring. And now Stacks is all alone. This could be it. Saquon fumbled. He was trying to springboard in, but oh wow, what a spear by Tony. He really saved the energy on that spot because the crowd was getting ready to kind of laugh at Saquon for fumbling that spot. He's picked up Stacks. Oh, he's picking him up. Tosses him into the crowd, saying, I love you, buddy. Throws him out. Some real Mario and Luigi action. Oh, Stacks catches Cutler before he can do anything to Tony. They're on the same page. But now Tony's alone in the ring. Cutler's got the crowbar now. I mean, that's a DQ if he hits him. But the ref is now in the ring. Saquon jumps Tony from behind. Saquon's been a little bit sloppy in this match, but okay, like $1 million dream. Oh, he was going with the crowbar. Boom, he pauses just in time and tags Saquon. Is that respect? Oh, he saves. Okay, they're working together. They have teased 2 or 3 miscommunication spots, and it hasn't happened. Aw, a hug by Tony and Stacks. Don't make the Cena face, Stacks. Come on. No, not in his back because he's got an injured back. Stacks is looking at the crowbar, and he gives it to the ref. No. Oh. Low blow. He betrays his brother. Big boos from the crowd. Can't hear what he's saying. And that's Dark State's finish. That's going to be it. Stacks, we can assume, is out of the family.
The crowd was chanting FU Stacks.
Oh, that's what it was. I knew they were getting censored. Some FU Stacks chants from the crowd. Man, Stacks is out of the family. So is he just going solo? Man, and what a swerve in that match too, because they teased miscommunication and heel turning in that match from both of them the whole time. And the minute you thought it was done, always keep your head on swivel for a nut shot, guys. You just never know. Man, props to Rizzo too, man, for that. Man, that spot was amazing. That match over-delivered. Yes, Allison's absolutely right. That was a better match than expected. That, I will say, I think that was the most over-delivering match of the night so far. I also had the lowest expectations for this match too, though. So he sees him give up the crowbar. He thinks they're good. And then, nope. Nutshot City. Poor Tony. And then that's it. It's elementary after that. The alley-oop power bomb. Dark State stands victorious. Stacks, I guess, stands alone. Yeah, I mean, there's a possibility that Tony could have turned on Stacks as well, kicking him out of the family. Stacks is still standing in the aisleway, though, as the family is laid out by the announce table. And Dark State still posing, but Stacks now making his way out of the arena area. Well, there you go, guys. So we shall see what goes from here. So I believe now, just taking a look at our lineup, we've only got 2 matches left, guys. Only 2 matches left. All right, Justin Howland Crane. Do you think Stacks is going solo or get his own faction? So I think Stacks probably goes solo. I'm just curious what a faction led by Stacks would look like. I mean, but you bring up a good point, right? Because leading up to his heel turn, his motivation was not to be his own man, but to prove that he was a competent and worthy leader. So if they're going to follow the story logic of that, then he should have his own faction. Maybe he'll start recruiting one. And if he was going to be revealed as a part of Dark State, I think that would have happened in this match. So I don't think Dark State will be that group. But yeah, I think he should have his own faction. Don't ask me who. I don't know who should be in it. But yeah, I think he should be a part of a faction because that fuels into his motivations for wanting to leave Tony anyways. Allison here, I'll say it was a brother move though. Like, I'm not going to hospitalize you with a crowbar. I'm just going to kick you in the jump. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not a case of, I want to end your career. It's just, I'm better than you and I'm going to prove it. I don't need you. So yeah, it's not a blood feud so much as it is all that. Well, Adriana and Lucien joined Stacks. So I was thinking about that. I was thinking about Luca joining because they weren't showing the rest of the family after that, but they were all over there. And Adriana looked shocked by this series of events. So if she does turn, I think it'll take time. We'll see. What about Stacks going to the culling? That wouldn't be a bad group of wrestlers, but Sean Spears is already the leader of the culling. And I think wherever Stacks goes or whatever he forms, he's going to want to be the leader of. So I don't see him joining another group because then he's just in the same position he was. Hank and Tank promo, guys. This is not a drill.
What does this mean to you?
Tonight was one of those moments where the output matches the people. Before every match, it's insane.
Sarah Schreiber needs to hold these mics closer to these people's faces.
NXT, you're joining for these moments right here, the championship opportunities, those title moments. I knew I was signing up for that. I knew I was going to put the work in to get there. I had no idea that we having those moments. These moments are not possible without each other.
Enjoy the moment, champs.
It was a simple story, guys. Just put in the work, stay consistent, believe in each other as a team, and you can achieve something. And not everything has to be a Scorsese level storytelling moment. You can buy in. It's so easy to buy into that narrative. And Hank and Tank pulled it off really well. So really happy for that moment. What is up with Vic's jacket, though? That's what I want to know. That daytime view of the strip, robbed of all its light and beauty. It just looks like a cloudy day. Looks like we may be going up next for the women's world title 4-way match. We've got 4 of the highest profile women's wrestlers in the ring today. Julia, Stephanie Vaquer, Jada Parker, and Jordan Grace. All right, guys, let's start relaying your predictions or reiterating your predictions from the other night. I'm predicting Stephanie Vaquer retains in this kind of match. One, she hasn't been the champion for very long. She's already she defended the North American title once until they decided to put it up in the ladder match. So I just can't believe her relinquishing the North American title to lose the NXT title. So put me down for Stephanie Vaquer, La Primera. George agrees. And George says Julia and Stephanie Vaquer's rivalry is not over. I agree. I think they're absolutely still going to have a one-on-one feud, one-on-one match. And I think Stephanie still needs a one-on-one feud with Jordan too, which she hasn't really gotten without Jada's interference. Justin's calling for Julia, Queen of Strong Style. Okay. George is also saying Jada Parker is going to be the one to take the pin. That's likely because she's honestly the one who's got the longest tenure of the 4 women. So it would make the most sense. You could protect the other 3's strength by doing that. So we'll see what comes of it. But yeah, man. We'll see what happens. Julia with the blue hair. Standing on her face was a nice touch for selling that match too. I would really like to see Julia and Asuka. I don't know if they ever faced each other like in Japan or something like that, because I don't follow. I follow mostly WWE and old WWF and WCW, and then I grab highlights from AEW from time to time. I'm just curious if they ever faced off, Asuka and Julia, before they came over stateside, because I think on WWE's stage they could have a really impressive one-on-one match. I know what you guys are saying about Jada being the one to take the pin, but also if we strip away everybody's like internet appeal and their move set or whatever, stuff, when I hear these promos, I believe Jada the most. I buy into her hype the most in promos. So we'll see. Justin thinks Jordan's going to take the pin. Jordan Grace. Okay. I think Jordan's going to have, as long as she wants to wrestle, I think she's going to have maybe one of the brightest futures in WWE, because one thing I've noticed is that her public persona, even like on social media and stuff, she doesn't take herself too seriously, which to be ultimately successful in wrestling, you have to do. Think about Kurt Angle and how much of a beast he was in the ring, but he wasn't above doing any kind of storytelling thing. And he had a lot of longevity, not so much in his actual number of years in career, but like he got a lot of mileage out of everything he did. And I think Jordan's going to be the same way, because I've seen like when she's like made a mistake or had a flub or something like that, like she's almost always taking it in good stride and she's never defensive about that kind of stuff. And like, that's just a good character trait to have in a business like this for sure. Julia looks really interesting here. It's like it's giving Lady Glacier to me, for those of you who remember Glacier back in the day. But yeah, she definitely has some. I hate that The Rock adopted the phrase final boss, but in a video game, she looks like someone who'd be very tough to beat. Speaking of video games, here comes the GTA background for Jada Parker. Oh, she's fired up. She's got some color to her gear tonight, too. Okay, I see you, Jada. Booker's here. Booker's here for Miss Parker, too. Also, I love their camera effect, too, where she swats it away and the camera actually turns. It's just a nice little touch. All right. All right, Miss Parker. Let's see what you got. Crowd's chanting along with her. All right, here comes Jordan Grace, big mama pump, if you will. Ready to do something. I always try to study the gear at big shows like this to see if there's any kind of theme or vibe or reference. I don't know, though. I don't know with Jordan. It looks like there is one. I just don't know what it is with the color scheme and stuff. But, yeah. George, yeah, actually, if Jada doesn't win this match, I wouldn't mind seeing her in a feud with Sol Ruca at all. I think that would be a lot of fun. And honestly, I think Jada Parker is in line for a title in some regard. I'm not trying to book the title off of Sol Ruca immediately, but Jada Parker would be a really good successor. I think she could have a decent run too. But here comes the champion, La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer. Let's listen to the crowd. Curious to see her response. They love her. All right, guys. So here we are. We've got a vote for Julia and then a few votes for Stephanie as well. And, yeah, we'll see what we got in our semi-main event. One more match after this tonight, and then we'll take an intermission and be back for WrestleMania. So just a point of reference here to George's comment. Jada Parker, Thea Hale, Lola Vice, those are the three I can see in the NXT Women's North American Championship picture. This is just more evidence of how deep the women's roster is on NXT alone. And so that's not even considering Charlotte and Tiffany and Bayley and Bianca and Rhea and Io. And Kyrie's going to be coming back at some point. Asuka's probably going to be coming back at some point. I'm telling you, man, women's wrestling is eons beyond what it had been before. And it's a great time to be a wrestling fan. Stories are great. In-ring product is great. Crowds are great. And here we go. And not to be disrespectful to Miss Julia here, but does she kind of look like she has like squirrel tails on the back of her gear? That little fur on the back. I'm really encouraged. I'm warmed on the inside to hear all these pops for these ladies too, you know. Stephanie acknowledging Roman Reigns briefly. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure this is one for La Primera, the premiere, the one. But hey, it's okay if she acknowledges the bloodline. She acknowledges the tribal chief. All right. It's go time, guys. Semi-main event. Bell rings. Let's do this. Once again, if you have enjoyed the stream today, If you want to support the channel, we'll be on later for WrestleMania tonight as well, and tomorrow. You can support the channel here through these various channels. So feel free to do that if you like. And we do appreciate it as we are climbing and climbing on our way to Super Chat status. So I'll just leave that up here for part of the match. And we get back to it. Yeah, I'm curious, Justin, what Sol Ruka's victory will mean for Zarya. She could simply, are we getting a Tower of Doom spot already? Nope. Stephanie said, nope, we're not doing that. You got to wait till halfway through the match before you get that. Big chop by Jada onto Julia. A little bit of timing. Oh, okay. Good reversal here. Kick by Jada. She's trying it, man. She's held Stephanie in that, but now she got reversed. Oh, little team up offense by Stephanie and Julia onto Jada. Man, the action is so fast paced here. George, I'm inclined to agree that this could have main evented the show. And if I'm thinking back about storytelling, one, I think this match is going to be great, but also there may be an air of predictability in that I think Stephanie should and will win this match. It makes me wonder if we might see a new champion in the men's triple threat or an advancement of story, because Dark State keeps interfering in the affairs of the world title picture. And yeah, I just feel like there's something we haven't seen yet with the men that they might be building to. We'll see what happens. Man. It's interesting pinning combination there by Stephanie. Stephanie and Jordan are straddling that line in wrestling where women's wrestling chant. You love to hear that. Stephanie and Jordan have this interesting chemistry where it almost looks like they're botching, like you're expecting them to be cooperative together, but they're wrestling more realistically. And that, of course, Jordan's not going to hop in the air to accommodate Stephanie's move because she's being defensive. And so I actually kind of like to see there being a little bit of struggle and them trying to pull off moves against each other. That works pretty well. Oh, man, Jordan takes a shot and she's out of the ring. Now we got Jada and Julie in the ring. And we got a 2 count. Julia getting frustrated. She hollering. Yeah, I mean, listen, NXT, I've said it till I'm blue in the face. The women's wrestling in NXT is better than anywhere else, and at least in mainstream wrestling in America. I can't vouch for Japan because I don't watch it, but definitely all the major American promotions, the best of the best is right here in NXT. And honestly, some of the main roster, WWE is not far behind. Oh, man, just a smack to Stephanie's jaw. Just laying it in. Jada jawing with the crowd. She's mocking the crowd for cheering for her. Oh, here we go. It's one of Jada's signature moves. She's setting her up for. We're about to see her high stepping out of the corner here. Oh, but Stephanie getting free of it. Man, headbutt. Julia's not in a good spot. Jada could come crashing down. She better get out of the ring. Well, we're going to get a double superplex off the top. Oh, here comes Jordan. And if you're going to do a Tower of Doom spot, you need somebody with her. Oh, my gosh. She's legit got Stephanie and Julia on both shoulders. And they backing her away. Jada, what are you about to do? Oh, double blockbuster. Tower of Doom double blockbuster. So good. NXT chance. Jordan covering anything that's laying in the ring, which honestly, great wrestling logic. I've never understood in multi-person matches why you wouldn't just keep going to pin whoever's available. So good. Oh, boy. All right, Booker T, just remember Charmel is within earshot before you start, as the kids say, simping on the mic for Stephanie. Oh, but we're not getting that Devil's Kiss move. Instead, Death Valley Driver by Jordan. Now, are we got a guillotine choke here, or are we about to get a spine buster or a deadlift suplex jackhammer? Now we got Jada and Jordan left standing. Julia's back up again. Oh my gosh. Wow. Suplex German suplex combo. Stephanie interferes right at the end. This match has been delivering, dude. And that's no pun intended. These ladies are going for it. La Primera chants coming from Vegas. Chanting for Stephanie. Oh, man. Great sequence there, rolling out of the corner and catching a knee to the face. Julia going on a tear now. Man, great response. Oh, headbutt. Here comes Jordan. Boom, missile drop kick coming down from Julia. All right, all right. I know. I'd love to see Queen Charmel show up on NXT every once in a while just to keep Booker in check. Yeah. Okay. I don't think that spot is giving what they think it's giving. The incessant headbutts. This is why wrestlers shouldn't always call their own spots. I don't particularly care for that headbutt spot, but it's all good. Oh, boy. All right. Booker continues to – oh, another reversal. Oh, stomp. 2 count. Jordan back in the ring to break it up, and Jada's here again too with another blockbuster. Samoan drop. Attacking Jordan in the corner. Jada's getting started. Okay. She might be going for that hip drop attack. Oh, was she going to try to stack him? Oh, my goodness. Oh, is she going for a Dave's triple? Stop it. Wow. This is going to be something here. Y'all pray for Jordan. She's on the bottom. She's holding them up. And she's going to be the one that gets collapsed on him. Goodness. Well, if there was ever a time deserving of a high step, it's when you stack them 3 high and drop them. All right, now she's got Stephanie. Only 2. Oh. Hip attack. Oh, hey, what's up, B? Welcome. Show's going great. We're in the women's 4-way title match now. We've already got 2 new champions tonight. Hank and Tank pulled it out and defeated Fraxium. It was a good feel-good moment for NXT and for the crowd. And Sol Ruka is our new, oh my goodness, we've got a multi-submission going on now. Who's going to tap first and who can interfere? Julia's got a submission on Jada. Jada's got one on Jordan. Actually, Stephanie's also got one on Jordan. Stephanie's the only one who doesn't have a submission on her. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Jada and Jordan need to hold hands to keep each other from tapping. Oh, but Jada comes free. Still holding Julia. Oh, and slams Julia onto Jordan. Anyway, B, yeah, Hank and Tank won. Sol Ruka is the new North American women's champion. Gigi and Tatum Paxley are going to face the women's tag team champions on NXT next week. And Dark State beat the family, and Stax Lorenzo has officially turned on the family. Trying to think if there was anything else we missed, but oh yeah, Ricky Saints retained, of course. But man, this match they're really giving it time, and these girls are going all out for it. Oh my goodness. Nasty dragon screw leg whip out of the corner. And that's only a 2 count. But yeah, it's been a great show. Crowd has been hot for it. And we've got one more match after this title match, and then Stand and Deliver will be in the books. Oh, could it be time? They've teased the crowd 3 times. There it is. Oh, but only 5 times. She usually tries to go for a 10 count. Oh, my gosh. Or is she going to try to do it to all 3 of them? Yeah. She's going to wake the crowd up for sure. I already see Jordan standing up in the corner. Booker's going to have a heart attack in the corner. Suplex by Stephanie onto Jordan. Here we go. Jordan's the only person I've ever seen try to fight out of it once it started, though. I give Jordan credit for ring psychology in some of these crowd pleaser moves. There's so much chanting, I can't even make sense of what they're saying. There's multiple things going on. Okay, Stephanie going for a finish. Nope. Reversed by Julia. Yeah. Pay-per-view is delivering for sure, Mato and George. It's crowd is invested. Each match, people have gone for it. Spinning back fist by Jordan. Oh,
Dang.
going for a count, but hip check by Jada. Nails Jordan into the corner. Now Jada going for Julia. But reversal. Whoa. That was super close. Almost too close. Yeah, Vic, I said it first. Oh, man. Couldn't tell if that was a knee or the hip, but Steph's on top. Here comes a moonsault. Did not get all of that, but all right, setting up with a finish on Jada, but she couldn't get her up. Oh, man, she had to work for that one. Could that be it? Oh, and Julia just comes inches up short. Man. Well, La Primera, she you know what though? I wouldn't let's not call that a botch. I mean, at least I don't know what we're talking about. Are we talking about Stephanie missing the moonsault, which yes, was a mistake. But her going twice on Jada to try to pull up that finisher, I wouldn't call that a botch. If anything, that delivers, that sells the injuries of the matches. That she would, because Jada is, respectfully, the largest woman in the match. I think. Well, Jordan has got, she's got a lot of muscle, but I can imagine with Stephanie's frame and Jada's frame, it requiring more strength than saying getting Julia up off the ground. Yes, George. Jada did get pinned. Nice Michael Scott reference there, Mato. Solid. But, yeah, Julia's so close to breaking up that pin, but didn't quite get there. You can read the frustration on Jordan Grace's faces. And so, you've got here Stephanie Vaquer still holding the title. And then you've also got Julia and Jordan who were not pinned in the match. So they're still viable contenders. So we'll see what the future holds for the reign of La Primera as we have one more match to go. And I'm going to go ahead and throw the graphic up so we can get started talking about it. That is the ruler of NXT, Oba Femi, defending against both Trick Williams and Javon Evans. A triple threat match, triple threat rules. We'll see what we've got tonight, this afternoon, rather. I keep wanting to say tonight, you know what I mean? What are they teasing in May? Is it the next show? Battleground, Sunday, May 25th. Okay. Oh, that's going to be, if Battleground is in Tampa, so is Saturday night's main event that weekend as well. So I guess Tampa's getting a WWE weekend just before Memorial Day weekend. I could see Trick Williams winning. I think I predicted. I can't remember what I predicted anymore. Probably 30, 35. I think it'll be over by one. Looking at how there's just one match left.
Just trying to see if you needed to.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna try. I think we'll snack it up afterwards in the intermission. There's Vegas. All right. So, yeah, we got one more match, guys. I don't know who to pick for this one, to be honest. The more I've even been thinking about it, it could be wild if Javon steals it. Like if Trick and Oba took each other out. Lexus King has still lost the Heritage Cup because Penn and Teller made it disappear. Just looking in trash cans. Stacks still in his wrestling gear.
Why would you turn your back on Tony? Why would you do this to the family?
What the hell was that? We're supposed to be a family forever. I'll explain everything later. Keep your phone close. I'll text you. I'll see you Tuesday.
Oh, Stacks planning a little hostile takeover of the family, maybe. Okay. All right. So Tuesday, Gigi and Tatum, who have already qualified to be the number one contenders for the title match on Tuesday, are going to be facing a visiting Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, or Bailey and Lyra Valkyria. We'll have to wait and see this weekend who the other side of that match will be. But here we go. Title match time. Get your predictions in, guys, and let's see who we got. I think there are viable storylines and implications for any of these three men to win. You know what? I like Trick's character turn. I think Trick finds a way to win, and maybe Trick beats Javon, because there's been a lot of heat, a lot of tension between Trick and Javon specifically, and it could be time for the ruler to move up to the main roster. I think Fraxium may end up moving to the main roster as well. I think we'll probably get one more decent feud out of both guys before we get to the draft. And, yeah, we'll see what happens. As we're getting the recap here now. Because Javon seems to be getting in Trick's face a lot. Out of these three guys, Trick is not really chasing Oba. He's chasing the title. But Javon seems to have some sort of personal issue with Trick. And so I could see the title moving back to Trick, and then Javon, Trick and Javon maybe having a little program too. We'll see what happens though. Roxanne, yeah, it's going to be time for Roxanne to move up. I would love, actually, I mean, I don't know how fast they'll do call-ups since they're going to do a draft now. But if they do one of those sort of night after Mania debut stuff, I know everyone. I know they're high on Lyra Valkyria's in-ring ability, which she does. But the crowd seems to be so slow in getting behind her, and I really would like Roxy. I want Roxy on Raw. I'd like to see her beat Lyra Valkyria for the Intercontinental title. Because Chelsea Green is doing fine, running things as the United States champion. And although Roxy and Tiffany could be a fun revisiting, of title implications, Roxy can fit somewhere. She's gifted enough in every capacity to do well. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Javon being completely unafraid of both Trick and Oba is interesting. It's like a lot of hot air. Like, it feels like a guy, again, it's kind of a little brother syndrome, who just kind of inserting himself into grown folk business. So be interesting to see what the dynamics of this match plays out as. Zelina, yeah, I mean, she could possibly take the belt off Chelsea. I just don't I don't know, man. I and it could be I'm just kind of a fan of Chelsea's too. I love that Chelsea, much like her husband Matt Cardona, they don't do any of their characters halfway. They go all out. And so when she became United States champion, how she got Piper Niven and Alba Fire to be her secret Hervis, as she says, and how they do the Pledge Allegiance to Chelsea Green, like all this stuff, like the fact that she's Canadian and buying into all this sort of like American pageantry in her title reign is so much fun. And she's just such a dynamic personality. And Zelina, who I like, it just feels like she's cooled off some, like back to like a year ago when she had that shot against Rhea Ripley in Puerto Rico. Like I felt like that was some peak time, but nobody was going to beat Rhea Ripley for anything back then. And so it just felt like she really had a lot of goodwill that they were never going to pull the trigger on because they were never going to put anybody over Rhea Ripley. And like those are the times in wrestling where I hate where that happens, where they organically have the crowd get behind somebody, but they're going to ultimately end up facing someone they never have any intentions of losing for a long time. And so I just don't know if I don't know if they're behind Zelina enough right now to immediately put her over Chelsea Green. I mean, as long as they still have something interesting for Chelsea and her entourage, I don't mind if she loses the title because Chelsea makes the most of her minutes wherever she gets them. So I don't think she'll allow herself to be cast into the background, to be cast into catering, if you will. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens, see what the future holds, seeing this package for AJ Styles and Logan Paul. Talk about the phrase ring the bell. I'm not super invested in this feud at all, but I'm very interested to see what AJ and Logan can do once the bell rings. I think they'll want to try to steal the show as much as they're like allowed to. So I think that match will deliver. But yeah, I'm very kind of checked out of the story now. It was very much I'm going to show up on TV and call you out, and now we're going to have a match. It's about as basic as wrestling can get. But some feuds, like this one, don't have to have a lot of complication. They don't have to have a lot of complication. They just need to get in the ring and ring the bell. And AJ and Logan are very much like that because they can both put on a show. And I'm excited to see what they'll have left in them and what they'll kind of leave out in the ring. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, there's not really a story. There's more of a story with AJ Styles and Karrion Kross than there is with AJ Styles and Logan Paul. So I don't know if anybody saw it either, but apparently I'm trying to figure out what happened. But there was like kind of red carpet interviews, so to speak, before the Hall of Fame last night. And they were interviewing Karrion Kross. Someone mentioned AJ Styles or something. And Karrion sounded like he was trying to do some kind of shoot promo about like not being happy that the company like placed them within close proximity to each other or something during the event. And it didn't sound like a wrestling promo. Like it's, I don't know. It's very intriguing. I just wish I knew what he was talking about. There's Obafemi walking backstage as we're getting ready.
Will that man be able to retain his championship?
Obafemi. Actually, all three of these guys have a really bright future once they get to the main roster. I think Trick got the loudest response from the crowd from walking backstage, and here we go. Listen for the whoop that Tricks. Here we go. One entrance theme, really mainly thanks to the crowd that Def Rebel hasn't ruined. But you can thank Booker T and the crowds for keeping this entrance theme on life support. Decibels are 115. That's the loudest it has been all night. So Trick Williams with the loudest pop of the night. He's already wearing gold. So he's ready for that title. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Trick. I mean, Trick's got a bright future. So main event time. If you haven't put your predictions in the chat, go ahead and do so now. I'm going to ride with Trick. Now they're saying 125. Wow. That is loud. Well, yeah, I'm calling Trick. I think he gets another run. I am curious if either Trick or Oba lose this match, whichever one of them doesn't win, if the other one is going to stay in NXT for much longer. Because I feel like they've done all they really need to do. Javon Evans is really the only one of the three that has, I would say, some guaranteed unfinished business and staying in NXT for a little bit longer.
How have you viewed the rise of the young OG Javon Evans? This is a young man who's been yet premiered at Stand and Deliver last year.
Young OG is here.
It's the main event. Javon Evans could not only become the youngest NXT champion in history, he would be the youngest single champion in WWE history. At the age of 20. We talked about it before. Sometimes what you don't know can help you.
20. He's only 20 years old? My goodness gracious. I have a child who's 20 years old. This is insane. And he could be the youngest title holder. Well, unless we forget about Nicholas, Braun Strowman's tag team partner from that one WrestleMania, who was 9 years old. But he was a one-time tag team champion. But apart from Nicholas, he would be the youngest title holder in any WWE history. Okay. George saying Trick could take it. Justin says Javon Evans with Dark State's help. Saying Trick Williams, 3-time NXT champion. All right, here comes the ruler. The leader of the Jabari tribe, Obafemi. Who's got the best strut this side of deposed former leaders of WWE? Best strut to the ring ever. Loud Oba chants. Instead of the grunting, we're just getting Oba chants this time. No bread, no water, just meat. There we go. You guys are ready. All right, Tyrell, good to see you again, man. Calling for the ruler tonight. Okay. Either way, I think we're about to get some hard-hitting stuff because one thing I'll give these dudes credit for is even in their promo segments, they always build to some big spot. Be absolutely right. Trick or Oba, one of them needs to move up. Yeah, I think they're both ready. I don't think it would be wise to bring them both up together, but they either one of them is ready to go now. But even at the end of the promo segments on NXT, they've always built to a good like combo spot. Like I think about that double springboard cutter that Javon hit on both Trick and Oba at the end of NXT to close out the show last week. They're going to be in their bag tonight. I'm ready. I keep saying tonight, man. The sun is out everywhere. But yeah, looking forward to this. Oh, and Javon is from Greensboro, North Carolina. Okay, Javon, I see you. A great city. Your barbecue is overrated, but you know what? Other than that, love Greensboro, the mecca of NWA Crockett Promotions Wrestling and the ACC basketball tournament for many years. Lagos, Nigeria. And alumni of University of Alabama, which they say Roll Tide. I do not. But so, yeah, Obafemi has got 5-star prospect written all over him. All right. Oh, B sees you in the chat. She said hi. Absolutely, the match is going to cook. So you know what? Since they're going to cook in the main event, make sure you grab your snacks, and we will be back at approximately 6:30 Eastern time 3:30 Pacific time. Oh, he was going for that cutter already. Oh, he's cooking in the microwave. He's hot pocketing this match. Anyway, we'll be back for WrestleMania tonight, 30 minutes before showtime. So we'll snack it up and get reacquainted and stuff before showtime tonight. Order some pizza and wings and get ready for Mania. A man after my heart, George. All right, George, you got to tell me, where are you ordering your pizza from? What's your go-to pizza topping? And what's your go-to wing flavor? Need to know these things. We bond over wrestling. We bond over food. That's what community does. Since we can't meet around an actual table and break bread together, we will do it virtually by discussing the things that we love. Backflip, standing backflip by Trick. Trick said, you ain't the only one. Trick said, you ain't the only one, to Javon. You think you're the only limber cat in this match? I don't think so. Okay. Man, Oba gets caught. Oba's getting the Io Sky treatment right now. He's being caught as an afterthought. The agility on display in this match, if these dudes don't get tired fast, we're going to have a lot of fun in this match. Trading Superman punches and Claymores. I'm telling you, guys, y'all acting like you're playing 2K. All right. Hey, burgers and pizza rolls in my house. That's what I like to hear. Makes me a happy man. Game day food and WrestleMania. Come on, dude. Are you for real? Like, that's living. Enjoying community with the things you love. Oba, don't be serious. Oba said, John Cena ain't the only one who can do it. Put both dudes on my shoulders and that Ultimate Warrior dead top rope like nobody's business. Oh, okay. I know that bundle, George. All right. Bundle with the honey barbecue wings and cheesy breadsticks. Okay. Listen, man, cheesy breadsticks is where it's at. I can appreciate some good cheese sticks. Man, Oba using Javon just as a battering ram. Lemon pepper is my favorite wing sauce, though, for what it's worth.
No, you can eat garlic parmesan more.
I don't eat it more. I think I eat it about the same. I also enjoy garlic parmesan, but garlic parmesan, lemon pepper, sometimes a little Louisiana rub. I don't have a big constitution for really hot sauce though, so I keep it at mild for myself. But rest of my family, well, not the rest of my family, half of my family handles a little bit of hotter heat. The other half are even worse than me and can't even handle mild. But so I'm right in the middle. I'm right in the sweet spot, the mild spot, if you will. All right.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Oba Femi with a clothesline brings down Trick.
I love his fit.
Oba? Yeah. It's a little Ultimate Warrior-ish with the arm strands, the cords and stuff. Javon talking trash to Oba Femi. He is so brave. George, what's your go-to pizza toppings? Are you a traditional fella or do you like to get creative? All right. One more time before the end of the show today, as we're working our way to getting to Super Chat here at Marked by Wrestling. We're almost there. We've still got some work to do on getting our hours up, which is a great weekend for us to be here, broadcasting almost all weekend long. You can donate to the channel, though, and support the channel while we're going there. If you like what we do, if you enjoy our place. What a reversal. Tower of Doomsday spot reversed with a Hurricane Rana by Trick. And here at Marked by Wrestling, yeah, so you can donate there at the bottom as we are working our way towards getting Super Chat status unlocked for Marked by Wrestling. Now, those of you who are part of the family have heard me say this before. Not only do we have three highly talented men in the ring battling it out for the NXT Championship. The referee is an old elementary school classmate of mine. We were in middle school band together. I was a saxophone player. He was a trumpet player. And I reconnected with him recently on Facebook. But anyway, solid dude. Super happy to see him posting stories all week from being backstage in different spots and stuff. So shout out to, I don't actually know what his worker name is as a ref. They give him a worker name as a ref. I just remember Antron. So anyway, shout out Antron. So proud of you, man. And you'll never hear this. But either way, super happy to see you get from Thompson Elementary School all the way up to WWE. And I wish I'd known you were a wrestling fan back then. We would have hung out way more. Man. You like to get creative with bacon and sausage during pizza. Almost sounds like breakfast on pizza, George. And I'm not mad at that. I mean, you got bacon, sausage, and cheese. You're just an egg away from a breakfast omelet pizza. After WrestleMania, you're going to watch Sonic 3. Okay, cool. I'm going to try to find time sometime in the near future to watch that documentary on WrestleMania 9. I'm also rewatching. So, guys, if you follow A&B Combo's wrestling podcast, you'll know my Instagram handle is screen.stream.shelf, where I do movie reviews and stuff like that. I'm actually I haven't posted any reviews about this, but I'm rewatching all the old Mission Impossible movies right now to get ready for the last one coming out at the end of May. So it's been fun revisiting those, talking about, good movies to go and revisit. So if you have Paramount Plus, all the Mission Impossible movies are on there up until the most recent one. So just good information in case you guys want to know. All right. Oh, man, Trick jumping to the outside, clearing everybody, and popping back up on his feet, getting fired up. Wow. Dude, Javon is so agile. He's so agile. I bet he's in the Royal Rumble next year. Whether he's still a part of NXT or not, I bet he's in the Royal Rumble. And he probably pulls some random Kofi or Naomi spot. He can just do so much, and he's so tall. Double stomp. Trick's got those Jordan/Roman silhouettes on his shin pads, doing his trick shot knee strike. That's my first time noticing those. Crowds behind this match. This is awesome chance. As Oba and Trick are exchanging blows. Hey, Sophie, welcome back. Yes, show's still going on. We're in the main event. So we're in the last match. So we've got a few minutes left. At least a few minutes left. Trick and Oba and Javon going on right now. Stephanie retained, by the way. Man, great dive, and Senton takes out both Trick and Oba by Javon. If they hadn't just put the title on Ricky Saints, correct me if I'm wrong, everybody, but Javon was never North American champion, was he? I don't think he's held the title yet. But he's got title holder written all over him at some point. So as long as he can stay healthy and doesn't get some crazy injury from his approach, I really think he could do something. All right, are we going to get Tower of Doom superplex here? Oba's got Trick on his shoulders. He's trying to walk away, but Trick has grabbed Javon. I think we are. Superplex, Tower of Doom superplex. Oh, my gosh, deadlifting him. Oh, my goodness. What a spot. Trick seems like he might have got the worst of that. Okay, so we're still waiting for Javon Evans' first ever title in NXT. Man, oh man. Fight forever chants coming from the crowd. That's a lot of energy for a crowd that likely probably sat through SmackDown and some of them through the Hall of Fame last night yelling fight forever. I'm going to need WWE to keep it moving this weekend. But I'm enjoying everything we're seeing, though. Man, that's a rough shot from Oba onto Javon. They're just taking turns, throwing bombs. Big super kick from Javon. German suplex from Trick onto Oba. And Oba said, nope, you just woke me up, dog. Telling them both to go for it. Double, not really a choke slam, but he just picks him up and slams him. Man, running charge into Trick in the corner. He's going to go again. Another shoulder forearm. Man, spinning kick out of the corner by Trick. Knocks out Oba, but only a 2 count. And now Javon with a 2 count on a roll up. So Trick off the ropes. Massive spin kick by Javon. Javon going up top. What's he going to do? He's aiming for Oba. What's he going to do? Frog splash. Trick's nowhere to be seen. Wow. Oba just pops up with his hand around his throat like the end of a horror movie. Choke slam reversed into an RKO. Randy would be proud. Nope. By the way, there was a time where I thought Randy Orton should have ended the Undertaker's streak. Springboard cutter, but Oba catches him. Oh, and Salida del Sol. I haven't seen one of those in a while. Great reversals in this match. Trick has been absent for a minute or two here. Springboard. Oh, catches him with a European uppercut coming off the top. Oh, and Trick drags Oba right out of the ring. Oh, man. Spinebuster right into the corner of the apron there. Oh, he's trying to body slam Oba, but he ain't got the strength for it. Puts him down. Oh, he powers him through, brother. Body slams that giant in Las Vegas, brother. Javon going back up top. Cutter off the top. Oh, my goodness. What a move. 2. Oh, man. 2 count. Oba kicks out. Trick looked like he was trying to run in to interfere, but he went around the ring and was not fast enough to even get in the ring. I don't know if he blew that. Oh, Trick pulls out the ref. No, not my boy. Not Antron. Be nice. I think that's what Trick was supposed to do. I think Trick was supposed to pull out the ref, but the steps were in the way, and he couldn't get there before a 3 count, and Oba had to kick out. But that's okay. A&B Combos, what's up? Oh, suicide dive by Javon. No bread, no water, just meat. It's too late in the show for me to do that with my voice. I'm about to drink some water between now and Mania. Okay. Javon up in a powerbomb position, but head scissors Oba out of the ring. Javon on the apron. Caught. Spinebuster. Charge, and just yeets Javon right into the barricade. Oh, he's going to throw him again into the barricade. Oh, and the barricade goes down. Woo. Thank you, A&B Combos, for the compliment on the new haircut. Appreciate it. Oh, and the table is gone too now. We've got furniture moving up in here. Everyone is down except for Trick, including the ref, who was down because of Trick. Anyway, shout out to Faded Barbershop for all the love. Evan's rethinking his life decisions. Absolutely. Oh, trick shot. That would do it, but guess what, Trick? You got rid of the ref. There ain't no ref to count for you, dude. Oh, no. No. Oh, my boy, Brewer. 1, 2. Wow. He was holding the ref by his belt, would not let him in the ring to make the count. The way they are working as a triple threat match and neutralizing the ref, neutralizing each other, they are really thinking this through. These guys have great chemistry together. Crowd is loud. They were right to put this on last. Fight Forever chants are resuming. Trick and Oba just throwing bombs from their knees. Now they're up on their feet. Oh, stiff shot. Okay. Catching each other under the chin. Now here comes Javon. Double cutter, springboard. There's that springboard. Oba's still in the ring. Trick is out. Javon, what you doing, man? He's going to try to hit him with a second one. Oh, my gosh. Corkscrew splash off the top. Here comes Trick with a trick shot. Puts Javon down, but Oba is back up. Springboard powerbomb onto Javon. Oba's the one standing, and Javon is in no man's land. Are we about to get a close here? Are we about to get a finish? Big powerbomb by Oba. Trick is out the ring, too. Oba retains. Whew. Need to catch my breath. That was a great main event. Oba, Femi retains to close out, stand and deliver. All those guys brought their A game. There was a moment where all three of them had shots where it was believable they could have won. And at the end of the day, you just can't overpower the ruler. And Baku would be proud. As he stands triumphant in the middle of the ring. We've got a couple of minutes left on the clock. I wonder if they will close early or if we will get anything bonus here. We'll see what happens, or they'll just do some replays here. Man, Javon Evans, he's got, again, bright future. Trick and Oba are both ready for the big time. I do wonder, does that mean Trick could be headed to bigger things in the next few months? But shout out to these guys, too. There were some spots in that match that didn't go as planned. And the way that they repeated the spots didn't make it look awkward. They found great ways to still get their spots through. So, yeah, just a great match all around. Crowd was super into it. Trick had the loudest pop of the night with like 125 decibels in the building. So, yeah. We'll see what happens. We're not done with Obafemi as NXT champion. And does Trick stay or does he go now? We'll see what happens. Oba still standing there, standing tall. If they're going to end right on time, we've got a few minutes left. So I'm just curious, do we have anybody else showing up? I'm not predicting it, but yeah, where do all of them go from here? Like Oba has stacked them and done with them. And what is next for the champion? Does Trick still go for it? I mean, there's our credit card. You know, NXT used to always have a post-credit scene, but I don't know if we're getting that here. But that would be amazing. But nope, we fade to black, and that is a wrap on NXT Stand and Deliver, guys. All right. So we do what we do. Give me your rates out of 10 for this match and give me your marked moment of Stand and Deliver. There were plenty to choose from here tonight. So I keep saying tonight, Doc. It is what it is. What do you think? Go out of 10. Give me your ratings, and we will go from there. George gives NXT Stand and Deliver a solid 10 out of 10. The main event was awesome. Yeah, man, I will give I don't know. I got to think on it because it was a great show. Justin Allen Crane gives it a 10 out of 10. Again, a great show tonight. And that is to eat. Yeah, main event was great. I'm just trying to think my way through. I think I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I can't give it 10 all the way. But it was fantastic. A great show. I'm trying to think what my favorite moment was, though. And so I'm trying to think through that because I love seeing Hank and Tank win the tag titles. That was a great moment. Honestly, Stack's, Stack's heel turn was good. The women's title match was good. But I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10, and I'm gonna go to the main event. Main event was a worthy main event and a great show all around. So that's what I'm going to go for. I'll try to post on the channel, another image poll like we do every Tuesday night with NXT was what was your, moment of the night. And then we can go from there. But as for now, yeah, great show. Mrs. Marked by Wrestling. And just let you guys know, 9 out of 10 would have been 10 out of 10, but she saw too much of La Primera for too long. And can't not blame her there for anybody. If there's anything that Stephanie puts on the line too much, it is her backside. So, but great women's match, though. That Fatal 4-Way delivered. And yeah, it was excellent. So I'll be posting that up. I'm gonna getting pops. My wife getting pops from the crowd. I absolutely love it. So we're gonna take a breather, guys. Go get some rest. Take a nap if you stayed up for the Hall of Fame last night, and get a snack. Drink some water. Stay hydrated, everybody. And we will be back later this afternoon and evening. Come on in, my beautiful.
I'll be back too.
All right. We'll be back together. And she knows plenty about wrestling. But
I don't.
What I was going to say is that you follow the main product more than NXT. So she's going to have more opinions about the card tonight. So
100.
yeah, so she'll absolutely drop in from time to time and give them as they're going along. So absolutely. Well, yes, at A and B, if you can go back and revisit sometime over the weekend, some of those matches were absolutely worth catching. Great moments, great matches. Those guys showed up and showed out, and the crowd was there for it too, which is at the end of the day what you want. So we will see you guys in a few hours for WrestleMania. I'm going to go rest my voice, get some water, prep for church tomorrow, and grab a snack. And guys, we're going to keep cooking. Enjoy. Don't forget to be a mark, because being marked just means you believe, and believing makes wrestling better. So I'll see you guys later on, and let's just throw the mission statement up one more time just so we can say that together. Find your joy in pro wrestling, because this is the best weekend to get started doing that if it's been a while. So there's going to be a lot of fun to be had tonight and tomorrow. And so I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for joining me, and can't wait to see you guys later on. Hit that like button, and we'll go ahead and see you in the WrestleMania Night 1 live stream. I have a Night 1 and 2 live stream already ready to roll for the weekend. So see you in the Night 1 live stream in a few hours. Take care, guys. Holler at you later. And stay safe. Get a snack. Hydrate. See you soon.